Peace and salute. My bad about earlier. I'm picky like this, so I must start all over because I'm just picky and I don't want all that time being blank. But anyway, let's get it. Peace and salute. So, there's this old movie that it reminded me of, John Wick, that I seen back in the 90s, I believe. I'm gonna look it up, see if I could find the name of it. But I think it was Skull and Bones, if I'm not mistaken. It was about the Skull and Bones, and it had a duel in it, just like at the end of. I think it was called. Let me see. I'm looking right now. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. The Skulls. That's what it was called. By John Pogue. Came out in 2000, actually. And it's about Yale University's Skull and Bones Society, which I lived in New Haven for 2 years on Prospect Ave, which is right up the street from Yale. And man, I forgot the name of that college I used to go play hoops at in their gym. It was like diagonal across the street. Anyway, I don't matter. I'll find that. It's about a student aspiring to become a lawyer. An orphan townie grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. He did well enough to attend a college on a scholarship. He's a champion rower. The Skulls. Yeah, so it's about and at the end they have that duel with the guns and you take 30 paces. And wow, they shot the movie in Toronto disguised as Yale. That's so phony, man. They couldn't do it in Yale. So, but what? There's a movie called Skull and Bones. It says gay sex buddies Nathan and Judd. What the fuck? I didn't even know they had a movie like that. It's bugged out. But at the end of John Wick, they had that same duel as I said already. And let me see if I could. That's what, to me, John Wick is about. It's about the secret societies of today, man, and how they're run and the oaths they take. And the table is people like the presidents are like lower on the pyramid, but the big bosses that run the world, you don't ever see them on TV. I think the guy with the triple crown, that Pope. There's a Pope that wears a triple crown. I think that's the boss of bosses, like the eye of the pyramid. Unless the eye is Lucifer, like people say, that could be to deter people from finding out who the true head of the snake is. You know, people believe what they want, but you know, I like the movies John Wick. You know, even though I've heard the actor, what's his name? Um, can't even think of his name. Uh, Keanu Reeves. What's the other actors here? Donnie Yen. But anyway, the point is these secret societies and their oaths and how they run the world, and they got their own oaths they take, and if they break them, there's consequences. You can challenge people to duels. All that shit is official. They even show in the movie it looks like they're drinking red wine, but it's blood. And I downloaded this book I found. Not that anyone cares, but I'm about to read it about the North Pole. This book's from 1850, and in the beginning of the book it states that it's not no fantasy or anything. This guy supposedly is talking about everything that he's seen with his own eyes there. So I'm hyped up to uh, read that book. All right, making sure no one's coming up. I'm looking for these oaths. Let me see if I can find the oath. Like that part where John Wick burns that when they put that hot molten iron in that bucket, and him and that chick put their forearm on it and burn in. You know, they be doing oaths like that, or even a branding iron. That's what it was, but it wasn't an actual like ones they use on cows. It was similar, same process, but probably a lot more vicious. The president and the press speech, who cares about that? Okay. 1955 statement of the Bible Presbyterian Church concerning oath-bound secret societies. This study of an oath-bound secret societies includes such popular orders as the Benevolent and Protective Orders of Elks. I knew the Elks Club was part of it. The Knights of Pythias, the Loyal Order of Moose, the Independent Order of Oddfellows, the Improved Order of Redmen, the Woodmen of the World, and the Order of the Eastern Star. Their rituals, secrets, objects, and purposes are all patterned after the Order of Freemasonry. If objections to Masonry are taken, then the same objections apply. Also, in the main, to the other orders mentioned. This committee would like to point out that these secret societies are unmistakably religious in their nature, propagating teaching that man can approach God by good works. As in any religion of man where the Bible is not the center, we would further point out that these societies, being religious, are not Christian in their concept, and that no Christian has the scriptural right to bind himself to the penalties assumed by the oaths taken in secret society. So why these lodges be fronting? Then you must choose a religion to join, supposedly. Or is that just a front they put up? Oath-bound secret societies are religious because they talk about God. Which one? We're God. And their rituals are professedly rituals of worship. They have public prayer. Their meeting places are called temples. They have chaplains, priests, and worshipful masters. They talk about immortality, the resurrection, and heaven. Sacred books, including the Bible, are part of their furniture, and frequently scriptures are quoted in the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry. If Masonry were simply a Christian institution, the Brahmin, the Muslim, and the Buddhist could not consciously partake of its illumination. Peace, native. But it's universal. What? University. Universality. No, that can't be it. Yeah, but it's universal. Whatever, man. It's pissing me off. It is boast. Universality. That can't be the word. Versatility, I thought it would be, but anyway. In its language, citizens of every nation may converse. At its altars, all religions may kneel. And to its creed, every faith may subscribe. Okay, like I said. According to this, the God worshipped by any savage can be worshipped by the Masons. Huh, really? The Oddfellows Manual, written by A.B. Grosh, says on page 297, Judaism, Christianity, Mohammedanism recognize the only true and living God, who is Father of all, follows a different teachers. Ye are worshippers of one God, who is Father of all, and therefore ye are brethren. The word of God says, He, Christ, came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power, become Son of God, even to them that believe on his name. John 1 through 11. No, John 1, 12. John 11 and 12. Finding myself under no less penalty than that of having my throat cut. Alright, now we're talking. We're getting into the oaths here. It says, binding myself under no less penalty than having my throat cut across, my tongue torn out by its roots, and buried in the rough sands of the sea at low water mark. where the tide ebbs and flows twice in 24 hours. Should I ever knowingly or willingly violate this, my solemn oath and obligation as an entered Mason, so help me beep and keep steadfast in due performance of the same. These people are bugged out. So in John Wick, they show how they take oaths. They show what happens when you break the oath. They show that basically these people are everywhere. That's another thing I got out of it. In the first John Wick, and also they show like around the world they use this special money. I don't know if people are getting if they ever seen John Wick, but the coins they use is not any money. It's secret money they use that can be used at any one of their secret places, and they get anything they need just by being in that organization. They get anything they need. It says everything in these 4 movies installments. They put bids on people. They have assassins. And one thing I got when it showed, I think it was the first or second one, like I said, it showed John Wick. Yeah, like a mob coin. It showed John Wick in that thing. I think it was the first one when they had put a hit out for him, and damn near the whole entire park was what's the word they use? Aficionados or whatever. We've lost all communication. Whatever. And all those people were fucking with the guy in New York City when they were at the park. Every single person there. Yeah. Like John Wick could go to any city, even churches you've seen in this one. All of them. You see the churches are involved. It didn't matter where in the world. Jewish, Russian. And Russian plays a big part in this movie too, because that's where John Wick originally was, in a boys' home. So they even use the churches. They got special transportation underground. Just like what I show a lot in Hartford, the Masonic floor. And it has the 2 waterfalls for each pillar. For Boaz and Jachin and Boaz. There's a highway that goes, I was looking today. I was like, there has to be an underground train for these people, because the Capitol is like directly. If you stood in front of that building and walked straight ahead, or you would end up at the Capitol. So I'm like, there got to be transportation to these buildings underground for building. There has to be. That map I showed shows how all the cities are connected in a straight line, which they say is a ley line from Boston to Hartford. How does it go? Boston, Hartford, New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. Go straight down. So I could guarantee you the person who created John Wick, man, is giving everyone an inside scoop of how some of these, or how, not some, how all these secret societies work, man. You know, you're basically giving them your life, your soul. It's a brotherhood. You know, people say, they talk about how they do the shame thing on TV. Man, to get shamed on TV, that's like a slap on the wrist, a warning. That would be nothing. As it says here, they'll rip your tongue out. But I think there's a lot more to these oaths than they're not going to show the whole thing on the internet. I can almost guarantee you won't find the true oath. The third Master Mason obligation has this penalty, binding myself under no less penalty than that of having my body severed in twain, my bowels taken, and thence burned to ashes, the ashes scattered to the four winds of heaven, so that no more trace or remembrance may be had of so vile and perjured a wretch, so vile and perjured a wretch as I, should I ever knowingly or willingly violate this solemn obligation as a Master Mason. So help me, beep, and me. And keep, so help me, yeah, and keep me steadfast in due performance of the same. We do not believe any Christian should offer himself and bind himself for any such penalties on the body which is indwelt with the Holy Spirit of, further still has any Christian the scriptural right to take any lodge oath whatsoever. But that's bullshit, because in these lodges, they have Satanism, Catholicism, Buddhism, Christianism. To me, Christian and Catholic, all that's the same. It's all the same. It don't any label. It's all the same. Whether you flip the cross upside down, you flip the cross right side up, you put it to the left, to the right. When you fold the damn thing, it's still a box. It's still Saturn's cube. They're all praying. They all these gods to me are probably the same person, just different names, different looks from different corners of the realm. For some reason, it seems Saturn is one of their big worshippers. With the sickle there, that nutbag with the sickle, eating babies and stuff. That's crazy. Chronos, Saturn, it's all the same. Chronos, Chrono, he's got a crow nose. Talking about birds, I seen these pigeons downtown. Man, they look like pit bulls eating all that GMO bread. I never seen a pigeon that fat and big. I was like, how does this thing fly? Like, seriously. Even the pigeons are getting obese. Forget the people. But back to, like, just watch John Wick 4. If you've seen the other 3 installments, you watch the 4th one, it really goes into depth. Even though the first 3 did too. They always got to show the checkerboard floor in these movies. Yeah, it's okay, Kimba. I don't know how long I'm going to be up here either. I got to go pay my phone bill. Broke as shit, man. Maybe one day I'll get some donations. Back to the table of content. I don't know. I don't want to. I hope this didn't download, because I sure as hell don't want it. It's not what I was looking for, but partially. Because I remember that oath about cutting your tongue out and all that stuff. Yeah, I already know how to do this. Don't tell me. State on secret societies of masonry. I mean, you know, who is the all-seeing eye at the tip of that pyramid? You know, people say God. You know, people say Satan. Um, the problem is, I don't think anyone truly knows. I'd say cameras. That's the all-seeing eye. My eyes, the cameras. They're always watching. Fuck God in the clouds. The cameras. The cameras on your phone. Um, by everyone putting cameras in their house and everything, it made it so much easier for these people to just hack in and spy on you. You know, living that type of life like John Wick, you know, you got your coins, you could go anywhere in the world, go anywhere, get anything you need. It sounds good, it looks good, man. It's enticing. Um, you get the best places to sleep, the best clothes. You can do what you want, basically. Um, like a lot of these rappers you see on TV in the courtroom, I think a lot of that is putting these people to the test who want to be Masons and who want. I think a lot of that is the test to see how good they are at keeping secrets, to see if they're gonna fold and speak. That I think it's like the ultimate test these people want to see. Even spending time in prison is a super test to see if they're gonna speak. Are they worthy to be in our society? Um, that's what I think personally. You know, are they really worthy? Are they gonna tell? You know, what type of secrets can they keep? You know, they want to see how loyal they're gonna be to their brotherhood. So they speak on that and spill the beans. They know right then and there you're weak. We don't want you in our society. You know, a lot of stuff we take for granted every day. Like I look at things from every angle. I'd be like, there's got to be something to everything. But on that whole thing that I'm gonna watch the movie again, and I'm really gonna break it down because there's a lot of stuff they show in these movies. Like I was trying to look at the pictures in the background because it shows deities and wars, and it showed Abraham Lincoln, if I'm not mistaken, with this lady with her boobs hanging out, holding the French flag. It was red, white, and blue, but it wasn't the American flag. I think it was France. And he had a shotgun pointed at her son. It's his painting. It's weird. Um, yeah, you know, I think it was about money, Native. Now it's about, you know, a lot of these people. Damn, trucks never fails. I think it's more about control. Um,
Sorry.
they own everything. You know, what don't these people own? You know, or taking control of? Fuck owning it. They've stripped people used to be able to own homes, from what I hear, and now they monopolize the whole gig. Nobody could own a home unless you. Let me not say nobody. For the most part, people like us would be paying that fucker off. My friend just got a house. He works a job. He's my age. Just got it. He's got a 30-year plan. He told me all of them are like that. 30-year plan to pay that off. And I was like, bro, you might not even live to pay it off. Like, but I get it. He wants his son to have the best, and I respect that. But 30-year plan. You know, I was like, bro, you'd be 70 years old. You know, um, it's crazy. These people got us. I don't know. Maybe the I is the people who would sell out for the hundo. Each movie of mob or gang stuff always can get information, just costs money if in a different turf. Yeah, and then when you're put in that chess move situation, it's like someone comes to you and they want information. They know you know it now. What do? And they got a gun to you. Do you speak or do you die at that moment? Um, and that's what people don't. These new generations, most of them don't get. Is when you sign up, you're signing up your life. Um, you're not supposed to tell. You're supposed to keep your mouth shut. And when someone got a gun to your head, well, that's what you signed up for, man. Now you don't speak now. It's too. But I see differently. And that's what John Wick about the secret societies. They kept saying the old ways, the old ways. And it seems these people in this movie were running the guy that was, they were trying to kill John Wick. Those people were like being dirty in the way they moved. They were bending the rules, and they didn't like that. They wanted the old way. So, and the old way won at the end of the movie. The old way got it. So, and if you look at the old way of secret societies, it's not like this new type of so what do people think? What do you think the founding fathers of this country were Masons? Now they left Europe to come here, excuse me, and build a foundation for their society. So do you think they left Europe to come here and do it their way? They didn't like the European way, or the Europeans send them here the front, you know, to do what they've done, and this infiltration, you know, maybe this country was built on true freedom. And of course, you know, if we beat Britain, which I don't think, because now the military is still under the crown, uh, you know, to me, it's a good question. Uh, I would like to ask that to some of these people, like Citizen Man. I haven't watched his channel in a minute. I don't even know if he still makes videos, but you know, something went down, you know, in real life with this shuffle of people. The Queen's gone. She lost her seat. Who else ended up dying? People were Bush Senior, the Queen, all within a certain time. Their uh, positions are swapping now. Even though the Queen isn't really a queen. And what happened, Kimba? Sergeant Schultz, who's that? I know nothing. I don't even involve myself in situations like that. Like, that's why I've always liked to be a loner. Therefore, I don't know nothing. That ain't none of my business, man. You can't tie me in with nobody. I operate in my own terms. I don't want to know anything anyone's doing. That does not involve me. Don't tell me what you're doing. I don't want to know nothing. I like being able to make my own decisions and move how I want. I don't gotta answer to no one, and I sure as hell don't gotta take orders from nobody. You know, you get these people in these high positions, they don't even want to fight their own fight. They'll send someone else to do it. To me, that's pussy shit. You can't fight your own fight. You're gonna send someone else to do it. People say, "Oh, that's power." That's nah, man. Half of those people, like Bushy Bush, he sent all them soldiers to do his dirty work and lied at that. He wouldn't even fight his own fight. These people are chumps. Peace, Orphan Annie. And that's what pissed me off a lot about like that whole Middle East thing that went down, because when I was hearing that all these women and children are getting blown to smithereens, I was like, Bush, he's a piece of shit. There was one soldier, and even soldiers, man, to an extent, you're taking an oath when you join that. It's the same thing. And even people in these organizations, I've seen and heard that, you know, you'll get some cheese ball that'll somehow move up the ranks, but they don't. The whole point of organizations like that started to uplift your people, and to take care of the community and to protect the community. Now it's nothing even close to that, unless they're old school people for the most part. There'd be people that got 40 years in prison, and because you're about to go home in a year, they'll send you on a mission because they're mad that you're gonna go home. What type of shit is that? You got yourself there. Why are you mad at the next man because he's going home in a year? Like shit like that is that slime ball shit. That's why I never involved myself in none of that shit. I seen it coming from a mile away. I agree with that, Orphan Annie. I definitely agree with that. You know, all these churches pitch that God gave us this land. Really? He gave it to us? Or the Creator. I don't even like to say He or the Father, because nobody, you know, everyone thinks the Creator is a man. Like, how do you know? You've talked to the Creator? Well, take me to the Creator, because I want to speak. Anyway, it says in the Bible that God, right, whoever the God is in that Bible, gave the land to us, but it don't seem that way. Since when is something given to us, but now we got a slave to get anything? It's to the point where I used to think you could like live in the woods and survive, you know, but these people have bought everything. They own the farmers too. Like I watched this video where the government paid these farmers like triple to destroy all the crops. And I was like, wow, you know, I know people got families to feed, man, but you got to stand for something at some point. I would have told them to fuck off, and I would have kept my crops. And I don't know. There's a lot going on in this world, like that shit that was going on in New York with all that orange smoke. It wasn't from no forest fire. I don't know what was really going on. I don't even know if it's still smoky over there. But I don't believe one bit that that was from a forest fire. It says Jesus Christ. It says right here, at the same time, our responsibility is to do everything we can to win Masons to an undivided commitment to Jesus Christ, the Lord of the church. He's the Lord of the church, Jesus Christ. I want to know who Jesus really is. I'm not buying that whole story they give about him. I'm not. There's something to that story that I'm not buying it all. There's something to all that they're leaving out. Because they even say they take like in the John Wick movie at the end, if the guy said if John Wick dies, I think that's what he said. He'll become a saint. And I think he killed thousands of people, right? This character in the movie, and he's gonna be a saint. So right then and there, I question, who the hell are these people they raise up on these pedestals? I can guarantee you they murdered millions of people. Some guy said that Hitler, right, killed 2 million white people. There's another guy who killed 20 million African people. I forgot his name, but they never talk about him. He didn't even make the top 5. And the guy made a good point. You know, they won't even mention that guy. And he said Hitler only killed 2 million, and they always bring him up. Like he's the most evilest person, but this other guy killed 20 million Africans, and it's never brought up. Like, that's savagery. Uh, I just don't understand all that. I don't like. I can be a warrior. To me, it's petty if you got a problem with somebody and you involve their whole family or a whole village or a whole country. Um, you're gonna annihilate a whole country or a whole village over because you got a problem with one person. Take your problem on that one person. But these people invade countries and slaughter everybody. That's, I don't know, man. I don't get that. These people are psycho. 10 years you've been paying off someone else's mortgage. So how does that work, Orphan Andy? With the bank? Or did somebody, or the house is still in their name and you're just paying it in their name? Secret society statements. It says, in many instances, of course, membership in such secret societies is a matter of ignorance or innocence, rather than overt disobedience to God's word or rebellion against divine authority. So this is what divine authority, what? The Bible is very hypocritical. You mean to tell me the guy that's telling me not to kill nobody, right? To be this upright individual, this holy, but yet he slaughtered millions of people. But you're gonna tell me not to kill anyone and to be this upright person and be an angel, right? That's so hypocritical. I don't even think in that book, I don't even think the God in that book is the true creator. Not by a landslide. Yeah, these secret societies, man, they it's almost like two different governments are running this country, man. That's why I put this double-headed eagle, the left and the right, right? It's still the same bird. You got Republicans, Democrats, and so many others that branch off. It has completely divided this country up into so many, but it's very difficult for people to see that. A lot of people, because to me, they're just putting on a show on a stage behind closed doors. I would love to catch these people behind closed doors and what they really talk about. I want to know. They must laugh at us. I don't like that. It bothers me. Peace, Phil. It is recommended that the church acquire a few resources, books, materials that can buy. Like even these churches, man, they make. I don't even want to say trillions, but at least millions, probably trillions. Yeah, it's getting bad. Like even Orphan Annie at these state parks I used to go to. I was watching this YouTube channel. This guy that lives in his son went to a state park and picked up a stick and brought it back to the car, and he got a ticket for $500 for taking a stick. I think it was Yellowstone National Park. Like all this, you need a license to fish, and the fish are running out. What video? If I were the devil? Well, the devil spelled backwards is lived. So if I lived, I was the devil. I don't know, man. I'm not disrespecting anyone when I say things how how I see it. I'm not attacking anyone personally. Everyone has their own viewpoints, and I respect them all. But me, on the other hand, I think a lot of these characters, I said this yesterday, they make up are like personifications. It says secret societies constitute an open menace to the health and advance of the local church when loyalties to each clash, or when members of secret societies seek to insinuate that societies govern style or philosophies into church life. Well, church is a society. It is a cult. So what are they talking about? They do witchcraft. This is a greater danger in some regions than in others. Boop, boop, boop. This ain't what I was looking for. I don't know what this is. It says H11, Statement of Secret Societies and Masonry. Like, I don't blame the devil. I blame these people and want to hold them accountable. The devil is weak in that book. That's why he cons people to do stuff for him, because he has no power on this realm. That's what it states. So why do people fall for it? If the devil came to me, I would laugh, y'all. I'd be like, you're crazy. Do it yourself. You're so, these, like I was saying yesterday, these angels are supposed to be all these powerful, with the secrets that God, they have the secrets of God. And, they gave the secrets to man to build weapons and this and that. They're so powerful, right? These angels that live forever. Where are they? I don't see them anywhere. All I see is a bunch of people doing some deeds for this invisible guy, or whatever he might be. John F. Kennedy's address, the president and the press. The secret societies, the secret society of torturers. Let's see what this is about. Doctrine of the church, heaven, earth, and brotherhood. Ah! I think behind the scenes, Amish are not so holy at their higher level of their society. Just look at the prices they charge to buy their food, furniture, sheds. Yeah, they don't use electricity, but they sure love that money. Yeah, they took it all, and then they got us divided. Like, the white man took it all, and then the white man says the black, bickering at each other over nonsense. I don't believe none of that shit they spew out. It says, let's read this one paragraph. When it comes to torture, nothing is as horrifying as realizing what people are capable of doing unto others. It is virtually impossible to understand how torturers can physically and or psychologically abuse or even kill while at the same time being caring fathers and loving husbands. However, as with war criminals or terrorists, neither generally declaring the per- per- perpetrators. What? It's not perpetrate. Yeah, perpetrators. Damn. Generally declaring the perpetrators insane psychopaths or sadists, nor searching for their individual motives or interests enables us to fully explain this deeply puzzling social phenomenon. Rather, we will only be able to understand torture if we perceive it as a consequence of the social shaping or interactions within a specific social form. Well, we go through psychological war and torture every day. Just turn your TV on. That's a weapon of torture psychologically. Um, like ODD said, the greatest weapon ever created is the TV. Um, that's the God. The TV literally controls people. It gives them, it teaches them how to dress, how to act. Um, when we're growing up, most parents sit their children in front of it and let the cartoons raise them. Um, Damn, when I really deeply think about this stuff, it's mind-boggling that I'm able to sit back and detach myself and just analyze. I'm not putting no parents down or anything because, I'm grateful my mother didn't sit me in front of TVs. She kicked my butt right outside. It says, rather, we will only be able to understand torture if we perceive it as a consequence of social shaping or interactions within a specific social form. Interactions create social forms that in turn shape behavior. This is the case in families, friendships, clubs, and associations, and even in nations. The same applies to the creation of groups of torturers that shape the behavior of those who do the dirty work. In this sense, torture is not antisocial, but brought about by the social form that torturers are actively involved in. In order to develop an approach that may explain the social shaping of torturers' extremely violent behavior, the present article restricts the analysis to torture executed in the name of the state as an instrument of state terror. Sluka 2000. We can conceive torture as a form of collective violence, a purposive act performed by coordinated social actors in order to gather information, to make individuals betray alleged co-conspirators, partisans, etc., rather than being executed for its own sake as pure excesses of violence. We can therefore define torture as the intentional infliction of extreme physical suffering on some non-consenting, defenseless person. Well, that was A. B. The intentional, substantial curtailment of the exercise of the person's autonomy achieved by means of A, B, C, in general undertaken for the purpose of breaking the victim's will. In the context of cycles of political attention, torture has been widely discussed topic in sociology for some time now, examining torture regimes in South America, in Southern Europe. Anyway, for aspects of secrecy, now we're talking. With regard to the nexus between torture and secrecy, we have to distinguish at least four aspects. First, as Foucault, what the hell word is that? It's generally shown, unlike historical. Anyway, I'm just talking about torture. I was trying to find something on these secret societies, but I don't know how this came up. The formal analysis of secret societies. Secret societies as associations. Both parties are one behind closed door. Like, what? Where is this? This is ridiculous. A lot of this stuff, you know, this country is just falling apart because we can't even come together to see things eye to eye, to stand their ground. People are so distracted that I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, I'm the type of person that blames myself because I make the decisions to go along with a lot of stuff. And when people say it's, you know, it does always start with self. Like, I don't have to buy the food that's poison and stuff, but if you don't start with self, you won't live long enough to help anyone else, I guess, right? I've been talking for an hour straight. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. Peace, realist McCoy. The generals in the building. When men work and build stuff, their mind is a higher place. They feel they hit a higher achievement like they're a king. I agree. I hit a higher achievement when I help people. It feels good. But if we had our own land and it wasn't stripped from us, it would make a man feel so much better to work on their own house, to work in the garden, to know that your family is straight. I've always wanted to build my own house. When I was younger, I used to say, and but like I was saying, it always starts with yourself. And I think like a lot of times, I've said this before in videos, like a society that was created puts us in a bad position, and it's hard to get yourself up out of this position. And it's getting harder for the fact that Jobs are pretty much scarce. People say there's 1,000,001 ways to make money, but it takes money to make money, and you know, banks don't give loans that easy, and people don't be like, well, here Chuck, here's $1,000, man, use that and pay me when you can, when you get on your feet. When the fuck does that ever happen? Even people with billions of dollars don't do that shit. This country, from when maybe it was like this when I was younger, I just didn't see it, but I seen people helping each other out more when I was younger. Now it's such a doggy dog world that motherfuckers could have a starving neighbor that hasn't eaten in 4 days, and people be like, that's his problem, right? Like, you know, for the most part. And I think they do a good job, the government, with the good guy, bad guy. Like, they had Trump come in, and you know, people really think that Trump is going to take all these evil people out, and him and what army? That's the question. They put him in there to give people a good 4 years to shut them up, and then now they'll give you 4 to 8 years of a bad guy, you know, until, you know, and right when people are on the brink of fucking exploding, they'll put another good president. Let's give them 4 years, a little something better, shut them up, keep them contained, and throw them some bread. They love the good guy, bad, or the good cop, bad cop. Good president, bad president, that fucking duality game they play, that psychological warfare. You know, they send these politicians in, you know, tell you what you want to hear, and it keeps people from rising up, man. Especially the religion package they sell people, man, that really worked. You know, just accept that shitty life, shut the fuck up, and one day you'll go to heaven if you're a good slave. You know, just do what you're told, and that's that. I want to hear what Realist McCoy got to say about that. You got to get a mic, Native. Yeah, they are all actors. I try to tell, like, I have a friend, man, he's in his 60s, you know, and he's a real Trumper, you know, but he knows that, you know, I tell him, you really think Trump, it's got this, you know, people think there's a war going on underground and all this nonsense and shit. I haven't seen any evidence of it. I've seen evidence of this, though. I'll show this video real quick.
Pay attention, check this out. Now I'm going to show you guys zoomed in. Check this out over here. What the heck is going on here?
Oh yeah, boy! Talk about some military weapons. That's some direct energy for that ass. They shot a beam to the ground. Oh man, they downloaded in PDFs. I didn't want those PDFs. Smedley Butler warned us back in the 40s. Yeah, you know, the revolution is always tough. There's just something to me about just talking about it. I think like the more we talk about it, the more satisfied people feel, right? But in my eyes, you know, what's getting done when we're just talking about it, you know? Um, I think people are really satisfied when these politicians tell people what they want to hear, and they're like, "Ah, someone's doing something about it, man. Now we could just." They put their hope in that system. Still, I got to make that T-shirt, man, with the hot stove, and say how many times are you going to continue to touch that hot stove before you realize it ain't going to be a different outcome. I need a shirt, man. I got a concept, but I don't know how to make a shirt. Like, people just still touch that hot stove, man. Next time it'll be a different outcome. The flame won't be so hot. What's up, Realist McCoy?
Salute, Charles. What's up, man? Yeah. You know, I beg to differ on the most dangerous weapon was the television.
Well, you don't think so?
Nah.
I mean, the greatest weapon is the mind. But
Oh, now you're getting somewhere. See when you see you're getting in my look. I'm not saying my perspective is right. I'm saying my opinion. You know what I mean? Because you could be right and I could be wrong. But my opinion, television, right? And the word belief, right? They both got lie in it, right? Isn't that what they say? Well, television technically doesn't have the word lie in it, but they say television. But lying and deceiving to me was the biggest weapon. Can you
hell yeah.
imagine? Can you imagine the first time someone told a lie?
And the person believed it, how they
Yeah,
felt.
yeah, man. They're like, "Oh, you can lie."
Got 'em.
So to me, lying and deceiving was the biggest weapon. You know what I mean? Just lying, man. Just because just imagine telling a child a lie. They're looking like, wait, what? You know, so to me, lying and deceiving, man, and that's what these politicians and all these corrupt, wicked weirdos. That's the core of their foundation, man. Their whole purpose and their goals are only met by lying and deceiving, man. You know, yeah. So it's a dangerous art form.
I used to think about that too, Realist McCoy. I used to think, you know, when this religion stuff started, I used to think when they lied and people bought it, the person was like, got them, and how it made them feel. Like, I was like, man, they must have felt, you know, their evil kicked in, and they were like, yeah, I got them. And from that point on, just telling them what they want to hear, selling them dreams. You know, one day they'll pay, and you know, just turn your cheek and accept, and one day you'll go to heaven, and all this nonsense. Um, when I read about Constantine and how he needed to create something to stop people from rising up and overthrowing their I don't know if I want to say government, but more or less they needed to get control on the people. And to me, religion is the biggest herder of them all.
Well, the core of religion. See, I like to get to the root. And yes, religion is a means in which they, you know, but beliefs. And I'm gonna break this news on it right now. If beliefs would not exist without the word lie BELIE. Beliefs. Beliefs rely. If there was no lies, there would be no need for beliefs.
Like I was watching this video by what's his name? I think I shared the video. Damn it, I forgot the guy's name. I don't want to call him a black guy. You know, I'm tired of that black and white shit. I need another way. I'm gonna call him by his name, but I can't remember it. Dick Gregory. He's talking about the Bible, and he said, "You want me to?" I forgot his exact quotations on it, but he said, "You want me to?" Something about the religion where God's gonna throw you in this like oven and cook you, right? In the hell he's talking about, and how hypocritical it is because God tells you to not kill and to not do this and all that, but he spreads pestilence and poisons people and slaughters women and children because of, you know, a couple of evil doings, right? This God fear, right? You got to be a God fearer. Everyone speaks about, right? Like it's all based on fear and lies.
Lies, man. I'm telling you, that right there is the core of it all, man. The existence of lies and deception. But also, I mean, you know, if we were to really go further, like, why would a being need to lie or deceive? You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it, man. You know, all of them are actors, Charles, man. You know that, man. From Donald Trump to Joe Biden to all of them, they're actors, man. They take on different roles, you know, to deceive us. Why are they deceiving us? That's the question, man. Why? Why are they so consumed with deceiving us, Charles? Why? They don't
Because
have
if we knew the truth,
huh?
if we knew the truth, we would no longer put up with this bullshit, you know.
Um,
And I think the truth is we were genetically created for slavery. And if we knew that, who the fuck would care anymore, right? There'd be mass
okay.
hysteria.
All right. We're created for slavery. Then let us be slaves. Let us play our role. I don't mind. I don't mind if that's what I was created for. Just let me do it. Let me live out my destiny. But all this lies and perversions and this wickedness, I mean, is that part of this enslavement? We're supposed to be tortured and
Yeah.
I don't. When you say that I don't mind being a slave. Then
I'm not saying it's factual. I don't know what the truth is, but I know it's not what they're telling us.
oh no,
That's
I
for
know,
sure.
I know. We're trying to figure it out. I'm just feeding off of that idea. That's all. I know.
Maybe it's more glorious than what we're told, but you know, I personally think we're the gods and goddesses, and I know people get mad when I say that, but what can't we do in that Bible that God did? What? We could take a rib and create another person with DNA. They've been doing it underground. We're creators and destroyers. I don't want to be a destroyer though, you know. I just think something. I'm gonna switch to technology real quick. I think there's something with this technology where that big war that like turn these, like if you look in Africa, you see these. I was looking at this map from the 1500s of Africa, and where that desert is, it wasn't a desert. There was all trees and lush, and then you see this big like hole, and they say a meteor hit. Nah, bro, it wasn't no meteor. It was a fucking bomb, right? I think there's a big war. That movie 9, to me is telling some truth, that technology already existed and it was annihilated for the same reason that we're seeing now, that AI was going to threaten to wipe out Mother Earth and the people, and it was already annihilated with weapons. But these people wanted to bring it back. Why do you think they have all these people digging up graves and going places looking for stuff underwater? They're probably was trying to find some technology to reverse engineer it. They knew where stuff was that they needed. Yeah, we can create Earth. We can plant. We take seeds from the trees and we could plant. You know, just because a book says something, right? These books come from liars. We don't even know if anything in that book's 100% true. All we live on is a bunch of dead, dying trees. If you take the word planet, which is a plane with a net, if you take the E away, you got plant, right? We live on a big tree. That's why it's called countries. I think the Norse mythology and all the ones they use with the big trees is right. And I think we could live a lot longer too. We just been taught wrong, eating animals and eating like all this garbage they sell in the store. You know, I was watching this video. This guy said plants. Like if you had cancer, you could beat it. You got to starve the cancer. You got to stop eating genetically modified food. You got to stop eating anything bread and just eat juice. Go on a juice diet of natural organic fruits and vegetables. And the cancer will die out because it feeds off sugar. And that's how Dr. Sebi cured his patients. He put them on a juice diet of plants. I remember him saying that in his interview when he cured the people of AIDS or HIV and cancer. I think it was 7 patients. And I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of elixirs and stuff you can make from the earth. Even Native Americans and all our ancestors knew what plants to grow and which ones were powerful to cure it all. But Drop was making a good point yesterday about this man-made shit. If it's man-made, there's most likely nothing in Mother Earth that could cure it. You have to have yeah, we get everything from Asia, man, and that's the problem. Everyone says, not everyone, but the politicians are always like faking that it's China, 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 right? But okay, well, if that's the case, why are we still got all their stuff on our shelves? You know, why is the uniforms for our soldiers made over there? Why are all their cars selling in our lots? You know, why did Stanley Works and all these big major companies that gave thousands of people jobs here move to China and South America? All that shit. Even the drugs in the streets come from Asia, I think. All that fat and all that. So they don't even need to physically go to war on us. They already are going to war on us. They're feeding us poison. How many times have I seen videos of people buying stuff, fake lettuce that was plastic that came from there? All this nonsense. Those secret societies, man.
You know, the biggest reality check for me, Charles, is that not everyone wants what we want.
That's true.
I see that. That's the biggest reality check for me, is that I'll see however many people in certain chats and on certain panels, but then that are dealing with the truth and seeking the truth. And then you go over to and get on other sectors, and there's thousands of people that want to hear about beefs and problems and fake propagandas. It's like a tennis match. They're just going back and forth over irrelevant, insignificant, harmful information, man. So that's why, that focus on self. Not everyone wants what you want. You can't make people want what you want. So the objective is to improve yourself. The
Yeah, you're
focus
right.
is yourself. What did you do this week? What did you improve on this week? What
I agree.
addiction did you break from this week? What did you learn today that you didn't learn yesterday? You.
I broke away from many addictions, but one addiction I need to break away from is eating harmful food, man. I'm working on it.
Okay, so therefore, it makes it hard to point the finger when you can't see clear enough to know who to point the finger at.
It's
We
coming
lead
from
by.
many directions. I have
I'm
to
sorry.
point the finger and spin 360 because there's a bunch of people, bunch of things.
So it's like, it's just that's why I don't. You will not find me speaking on victims and why are people that way and why do they do this, why are they falling, why they keep touching the stove. I know why they keep touching the stove. We were programmed, and it's hard to break that
Right.
addiction. That's why my focus is solely on freeing myself from the system and the wickedness. It's to lead by
I
example.
agree.
Just to lead by example. That's the focus should be. Be
We
what you
should get
want
some
others.
land, bro.
Huh?
I see land for sale all the time, cheap, in like New Mexico. We could buy like 4 acres. We could get 3 people to throw in together. That's another thing I noticed about America is people don't work together. You could get so much further if people work together. Look at the Mexicans and Asian people. They stay with their family and all work and they all chip in. They get houses. People gag on them and be like, "Oh, there's
Until they
80
get to
people living
America.
there." Huh?
Until until they get to America, and then they start the capitalism hits them.
No, I see a lot of them stick together through it.
The
I'm not
next,
saying all of them, but
no, I'm saying I'm not blaming them. I tell you, I don't blame victims. I'm saying the system divides them, and over generations, we become individuals again. You're right. Families come here, and in 2 generations, you can't even tell the difference where they came from.
like
So it's the system, man. It's the system of things. I don't blame the system. The system in place is who it is. It's for you to break away from the addiction.
that's
That's all.
true. But like you know how like in America they throw their grandparents into homes and shit.
All
Um,
right. Exactly.
like to me that's like you're supposed to take your mother and father took care of you growing up, and then you're gonna chuck them in the home. Even your grandparents, even worse. Um, if my mother was still alive, I would never do that to my mother, man. But that's like in America, like people come from Poland and they're like in the country there, they take care of their even in China, they don't have old folks homes. They don't exist. You take care of your parents. Like that's the thing with America. Like you got to be out the house at 18, and instead of working as a unit, a family, working together,
That
you could get so
Charles,
much further.
that's what I just said. I said they come here as a family, but the American system, it breaks them down and makes them into individuals over generations. You're
Hold on.
absolutely.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta use the bathroom. Hold on. Hold that thought for 1 second.
So yeah, man, it's like, we just have to improve ourselves. That's it. Just improve yourself and be who you want others to be. Lead by example. Share your information, but don't go out there preaching and judging. That's what they want you to do. Improve yourself. There's a lot to learn, a lot to undo. We don't even know what foods to eat. Salute to Dr. Sabi. That's who finally showed me what was food and what wasn't food. All my life, I thought carrots were good for me. You know what I mean? I thought that spinach and these fake bananas were good for me. I didn't know that they were making me sick. So salute to Dr. Sabi, man. Dr. Sabi, you know, Dr. Sabi, he's made an impact. He's made more of an impact on my life than my own mother and my father and whatever generations, because at least he taught me what foods to eat.
What were you gonna say? My fault.
No, you're good, man. I was just filling in the blanks and saying that, salute to Dr. Sabi. You know, he's who taught me what foods to eat. You know what I mean? Not even my mother and my father taught me what foods to eat. They fed me pig feet. We ate. I don't think I've ever ate chitlins, but you know all
What
that
do you think about that?
about what?
Like, I've heard stories that that's all slaves had to eat. Like, I even think like we were taught all the history wrong. It was all like you said, programs, and it kept us divided. But maybe even the food all along was a setup because they knew it was not healthy. Um, or is it? I mean, is it what they put into the animal? You get what I'm saying? Or
Look,
is it just not healthy? Period.
I've been vegan now for probably going on 23 years now. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I knew.
Salute to that.
Oh man, I mean and that's what
How do
Dr.
you feel?
Sabi. Huh?
Like when you first started, how did you like feel the difference when you first started?
Oh,
Like
I,
after
I
a
mean,
month or two?
what started me on it was really vanity. I had acne on my face.
Mm.
And so, I used to go to a dermatologist, but I'm like, man, I ain't going to, what, the rest of my life, I'm going to have to go to a dermatologist and get pills and creams on my goddamn face.
Right. That's
So
what
I'm
I
like,
used to have.
yeah, so I'm like, man, it's got to be something I'm putting in my body. You know what I mean? You just use your brain because your brain is there to solve problems. So the brain telling me, nah, it's got to be something you're putting in your body. And at the time, I was on a journey of reading the Bible. So I was like, well, whoever created this body should know what to put in there, just like whoever makes a car can tell you what to put in the car. So I went to the Bible, and the second thing that the creator, the God of the Bible, whoever, whatever, told us what foods to eat. Eat of the fruits and the plants that have seeds in it. That's your food. And eat and the animals, I give the rest, you know what I mean? The leaves and whatever. And then I also went to the book of Daniel, where they wanted to see Daniel from the king's table. You know what I mean? But Daniel said no. And Daniel said no. Give up vegetables and water for 10 days and come back. And so, whatever. So I tried. And then I started off first with, what did I start off first with? I started off first with, milk was easy for me because we already saw the reaction milk gave in your body. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's cramping my stomach up. I notice it now.
Milk lets you know, like, look, that cow's milk lets you know, like, no, we're not compatible. You get all gaseous, your stomach is bubbling, it's just, and eggs and cheese. And so I
But
immediately saw the improvements. the acne started disappearing, you know, and then I went on to get rid of the meats, you know,
Shit.
and it just
Hold on. I'm gonna show you what I started drinking instead of milk. Um, camera, front. All right. I don't know how good this is, man, but
it's not really any good.
no.
No, almonds have cyanide in it.
Ah, real cyanide.
Yeah,
Almond milk, filtered water, cane sugars, almond oil, calcium.
cane is no good for you. Cane sugar.
Potassium citrate is a chemical. Damn it. Sea
The,
salt, sea salt, tarragon, sunflower, lecithin, uh, gellan gum. Oh shit. Pork, right? Vitamin A, palmitate, D alpha, tocopherol. I don't know. But anyway,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
all of that is straight filth.
It says right here, no MSG, dairy and lactose free, carrageenan free, gluten free, soy free, casein free, and egg free.
But I
Huh.
don't think it's poison free.
I'm gonna look up these ingredients for sure.
Oh, you definitely need to. The only milk that we only milk that we mess with in here, I make my own milk. And that's
Let me put this back. Peace, Solama.
the only milk that we get hemp milk, and I blend it up in that spring water to make my own milk.
Oh well. What was that? What kind of milk? Maybe I could learn something from you.
When it comes to food, man, I would have a PhD from Harvard if they gave out degrees. No, but what I was gonna say was that no, obviously, I mean, I tell you, I've been a vegan for 23 years, man. What I consume is one of the most important things to me. What I put in this machine, this is the machine.
The machine's a masterpiece. People,
Yeah, I mean,
we were born into sin. We're imperfect. Man, you don't. Man, they don't even know that their body's a masterpiece.
our enemies know.
Yeah, that's
Our
true.
enemy know, but we don't know how great. They wish they could. Can you imagine if they were the only ones that had the ability to create life? How much
That
would
would
that
suck.
cost? How much would that cost? Look how much they charging us to get for robots. They're artificial, you know. How much does that cost? So imagine the ability to create life. So I'm just saying, man, this body right here, this is my most important asset. This is the most important asset. I even need it when I die. So I can't get away from it. So I mean, you know, and I mean, health and looking and feeling my best is, you know, is the most important thing to me. So no, the milk I said I drink is like I said, I blend up hemp seeds, and I blend it up and with spring water and make my own milk for my family and my children. And you know, you can make walnut milk, you know, and you can get Brazilian nuts and make milk out of that also. But milk is not all that important.
What's like the best for the bones? Greens, right? That's why Popeye eats spinach and stuff. I think greens has like a lot of protein, like
Spinach,
just
spinach,
plant-based stuff. Period. Like, look,
spinach is
people say
trash.
people say plants don't get you strong, and I said, bro, I told my friend, bro, look at elephants. What do they eat? Plants. Right?
Hippopotamus. Look at that big old hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus,
All it eats is leaves. That's
and that
all.
thing is diesel
And,
strong.
and
Like you,
hold on, where do they get their protein?
plants.
No, what I'm
Same thing
saying
with
is,
giraffes.
no, I'm saying this whole myth about, well, where do you, because that's the first thing people, when I say I'm a vegan, well, where do you get your protein? Well, ask a
Plants.
hippopotamus where he gets his goddamn protein from.
Right. That's what
Nah,
I
man.
say. Then to make them feel better, Realist McCoy, will say, but you're not a hippo, right?
Nah, man. I just, you know, well, I was just gonna say that spinach itself is trash. Also, you know, spinach, all of that is trash.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we gotta, that's why, Charles, that's why the focus is getting yourself together. That
So
just because there's so much to learn. You don't have time to notice anyone else's flaws, man. We are so far from our natural selves that you don't
can you
have
help me out? Is there any way you could like send me something to help me get started on like a good way to get started on like to like replenish my energy and that because I really want to get into plant
look, man,
based diet, man.
look, Charles. If the first step that you would want to take, it's not that complicated, is if man has created it, don't touch it.
Sure.
That's all. Stay in the produce section. Stay in the start with that. That's it. Stay in the produce section. All right,
What
first
about
of all,
spaghetti?
okay, hold on, Charles, because it's not that complicated, man. It's not that complicated at all. Stay away from what man has touched, meaning like it's been processed. We know
Right.
man, we know man picked the damn bananas and the oranges. I'm not, see, that's where people get they want to argue. I'm saying if man put it together and created it, it's not good for you. All right. Second thing is that you have to understand your body. Your body is 70 to 75% water. If you eat anything that is less than 75% water, it's gonna dehydrate you. Those two things right there, man. That's it. You don't need no what steps to take, what steps to this, and what's the sugar, high fructose corn syrup, all this filth.
Man, it's phone calls. You couldn't hear me on the phone?
Yeah. Who you talking to me?
Yeah.
There's a little feedback, but you know, it's not that complicated, man. It's not that and when you know you have an enemy, man, that makes it even simpler, man. Did your enemy create this? Would you eat from your enemy, Charles?
Hell no. But I
Well,
do, right? So I can't say hell no. Right?
that's all you have to ask yourself. That's it. It's that simple. Would you eat from your enemy? That's it.
I already have.
I'm saying,
But
but that's because you didn't know you had an enemy on that level. But now that you do, then you start to say, okay, I'm not gonna eat what my enemy wants me to eat because it's my enemy. And it's just that simple, man. It's just not complicated at all. You know, so that's why, people out here, oh, Garth, do this and do that and do. Nah, man, I'm focused on myself. And I'll share whatever information that I have with you, but I'm not competing with you. I'm not debating with you, and I'm not arguing with you, because things might change. I might think something today as factual, and then a year from now it was wrong. So that's all that I'm saying, man. The focus should be on yourself, bettering yourself every day. That's your objective. You're not a savior. The Bible wants to make you a savior. Be like Jesus. No, be yourself. Save yourself. Get yourself in order. Get your house in order first before you can get someone else's house in order. That's just the natural thing. Can you imagine with my children, if I was to help my neighbor's children out and do things for my neighbor's children and then neglect my own?
True.
There's no one else that's going to put my children first. So I'm just saying, get yourself in order. Learn yourself. You don't even know what foods to eat, but yet you claim to have the answers for society. You don't even have the answer for yourself. I'm not speaking particularly to you. I'm speaking in general. I'm speaking.
Oh, I know what road to take. I just I need like a jump start. I've been looking into stuff, but I need to know where to buy them. I'm trying to figure this out. Like, I don't want to like start buying like plant stuff online. If people could sell you garbage shit, fake stuff. It could be, I got trust issues.
Look, man.
I want to be led down the right road this time. Like, I want to take my health serious more than I've ever had.
Ask yourself this: what do we feed the trees?
Water.
Look how big they are. No, the trees don't even eat. They don't drink. I mean, okay. What do we feed the trees? It's not like when you see a tree. Hold on, you're getting there. All right, that's all. But look, it's not like when you see a tree.
Sun.
Hold on. It's not like when you see a tree and it sinks and we have to keep feeding it. No. What do we feed trees? And look how large and majestic they are.
True. So, they get a lot of sunlight, a lot of air and water.
And they're attached to the ground.
Right. Grounded.
So what I'm saying is, we don't need as much food as you think you need. The less you eat, as a matter of fact, the less you eat, the better you are.
True. I agree with that. Even this guy said that was talking about the processed food, and he was talking about how over 30 products or more that they sell here in America is banned, or not 30 products, 30 ingredients they use. He said, like, in certain products that are sold here, if you go overseas and like Europe and stuff, you won't see those same ingredients over there because they banned it. So
that's common knowledge. Yes, but
and it's like, why do people still vote for these fuckers if that's the case? Like, when you tell someone,
Charles, you go back to these why do people? We were programmed. Can you just tell yourself that and have some mercy on the victims? There's a reason why.
No mercy.
Huh?
No mercy. I'm joking.
No, man, we were all there. Focus on that man in the mirror. Focus on that one in the mirror. Get that one in the mirror in order. Because other people are the way they are. We weren't born like this. We were made like this. This is learned behavior. They taught us this, man. And this is years and generations of habits. So that's hard to break. You're trying hard to break some of these habits. So how can you notice someone else's struggles? We're all struggling.
You're right.
So that's why I say I don't focus on my fellow humans that have been programmed, abused, given wrong information. Be the one to listen. Because look, another thing is, some people, they don't even know certain things exist. What? We don't have to eat 3 meals a day and snacks. You know, they tell us to eat 3 meals a day and all. What? You don't need 3 meals. See, they don't know certain things. All they know is what they've been programmed all their life. You can be the one.
Um, Sometimes I can't help myself, man. I want to help everybody, but you're right. I got to start with me first before I can help others.
And
Um,
when you do that, the solutions will come to you. And it's not selfish at all, because no one else on earth is going to put you first. That's your position. So
True.
you have to put yourself first. That's not a selfish act. That's being responsible to yourself. When you're on an airplane, even they will tell you, put your life wrapped or whatever the hell that is that they put you supposed to put yours on first. Then you can put someone else's on. That's just common sense. Get yourself in order first. But this society, they want you to notice your next door neighbor's house is filthy and yours is even worse. That's how they raise us, man. They want us looking outside of
Oh,
ourselves.
that's what I'm glad you said that, man. Um, like, because you were stating a minute ago how we were taught the wrong way. Um, like I've said this before. I remember when I was a child, I hated meat. I hated the way it chewed.
Ah,
Um, it was all gamey, and I would, I hated it. My mother would not let me leave the table until I ate it. I hated it. Um, I liked spaghetti and Brussels sprouts and stuff like that when I was younger, but I hated meat. And I even hated it more when my mother told me you're eating animals. Like, even as a child, you know it's wrong and it ain't
that's
good for you.
that's all.
Automatically, without even being taught, I knew it was wrong.
That's all I'm
But
talking. That's all I'm saying.
but we don't listen to our inner self. We're not raised and taught that
Not
right
only
off the
that,
bat.
not only that we don't listen, but we're also being influenced at the same time, because you listen, but yet you were influenced and forced. That's the problem. And then after a while, your body starts to adjust, and now it
Yep.
needs it because it's used to it. So no, you were trying to listen, but the world told you differently. Just like the as a child is saying no, that's a man right there. But the world is saying no, a man can be a woman. The child is saying nah, that's a man. So I'm just saying we come in knowing the truth, because that's the only thing that exists to a child is the truth. What's in front of them? They're taught to lie and to deceive. So that's why you will not find me trying to change anyone. I will share my information, but my focus is myself and those whom I am responsible for. That's it. And you'll see the solutions start to come to you yourself, and you'll see a bigger change around you. But when you spend your time trying to change others, there's going to be little to minimal change. But the moment you start to change yourself, you'll see your environment change. There's a bigger impact when you change yourself, when you improve yourself. There's a bigger impact than trying to go save the world, because it's all about frequency, and your enemy knows about frequency. They know that once you get because we are an antenna, we receive information. And that's why they make sure that you put filth in your body, and they give you filthy information so that your antenna will not raise a certain frequency. And that's why food and what you put in your body is very important. And what you listen to and what you watch, what you put through your eyes. They know this. That's why when you wake up, you turn the television on, then you go in the car, you turn the radio on, then you come home, you're just you don't get to listen to yourself. You have free, okay, all right, tell me that you've ever sat there and said, man, I just had a thought. Where did the thought come from? Because you're on a certain frequency, and there's an ocean of information on a certain frequency that someone on the other side of the world can have a thought. And because you're on that same frequency, that thought will reach your mind. And you say, where did that come from? You have to tap into a certain frequency. I mean, you know what I'm saying, man. You know, you've had thoughts just come to your mind that you never thought about before.
Shit, I've had thoughts come to me, and then my phone would ring. Private number. That's not even supposed to show up.
So that's all. You know, that's to me. That's what works for me. I've tried many things, still trying different things. But I know the moment that I started to take accountability, the moment I started to take accountability for myself and my actions was when I started to see the change. The moment I start to notice others' flaws, my energy goes down because my mind says, well, you ain't perfect. You ain't got all the answers. So how could you point your finger? You're still struggling. So no, I mean, you know, we all are on a level where we are for a reason, and we're all trying to get away from that and come from that. So you be that light. Show us that it's possible. Whatever it is you're thinking, show us. You know, that's how children learn. You know, parents I learned how to lie from my mother. I learned to lie from my mother. When the bill collector would call at 8, 9 years old, I would answer the phone and she'll tell me to tell them that she's not there. Even though I'm looking at my mother, she wants me to tell them that she's not there. So children, they learn through actions. You know, you could tell a child you love them, but you're abusing them. Which one you think they're going to go by? So show us. Some of us don't even know that it's possible. What? You went 3 days without eating? No food for 3 days? And you're still alive? I didn't know that was possible. I'm going to try it. And you feel better? You have more energy? I see the change in you. You seem like you got a light. You seem more energetic. You look like you got younger. Yeah, those are the benefits of the less food you eat. Your food is aging you. You're overusing your organs. You're overusing your intestines. There's nothing but filth. You know that people got filth in their intestines from when they were 3, 4 years old, man.
Damn.
You got stuff in you.
I always see them commercials, man, about like your intestines being backed up from all the processed food we eat and flush it out. I always see this commercial every day, 6 times a day on YouTube. It's like a sign. Flush your body out. You're right. I never looked at it like that. Like the more you eat, the more it wears your organs out and stuff.
I mean, it's constantly working, man. You just ate breakfast. They're digesting breakfast, and before they could finish digesting breakfast, here comes a snack. So they got to put on hold what was for breakfast. Look, just put that over there real quick. We'll get back to it when we get a chance, because he's got some Snicker bars and some Doritos and you know what I mean? Okay, we got to break that down. We don't know what to do with it because we can't use none of it. So just keep processing. Okay, by the time they're through almost with the snack, here comes lunchtime. Burger, fries, soda, and donuts. Boom. They don't. I mean, it's constant, man, and it's all filled. So 3 times a day with snacks in between, and it's all filled. Your body is like, look, but that just tells you how great your body is, and that's why people think it's not that harmful because your body will adjust. It's like, you know how when you wear tight shoes, your
Hurt your
feet.
feet.
But what happens? Your body builds a layer to protect itself, right? They call it a corn on your feet.
Mm.
It protects itself. So your body it's a machine. Yo, I'm telling you, and they know this. They know how great this body is. You don't know how great this body is. I'm not saying you, Charles. I'm saying generally. We don't know how great it is. I'll say that. Because, there's a lot of sensitive people around. Listen, a lot of sensitive people. He's pointing his finger at me. No, I'm just, I'm just sharing information. I'm not saying you. I'm saying we. So, because our ears are perked to try to start arguments, and which I know why, but it's real. That's why
I can't argue. I can't argue anything you're saying. I'm actually learning and agreeing with a lot you're saying.
one of the most important things. I want one. That's why I said one of the. There's probably a million. Is actually come in contact with the ground outside. Taking off our rubber soles and connecting with the earth. That's why they put those rubber soles on your feet, to disconnect you from the earth. They want you inside, away from the sun. Another one is they keep our bodies imbalanced. You have to be right-handed or left-handed. You're supposed to be both. Balance. So I mean, that's why they got their research centers, and they centuries of hospitals, and they know how great this machine is. These are mad scientists, Charles. Mad scientists, man. And you just have to know you have an enemy. That's the first step. And then once you know that this isn't your doing, just undo what you've been taught. Like you said, you were raised, you didn't want to eat meat. And that's just taught behavior, learned behavior. Okay, well, undo it now. Undo it. You'll reap the benefits. Stop eating their filth, the sugar, like let's say lupus, right? You ever heard of lupus?
Yeah.
All that lupus is that you have worms and parasites in you called candida that's eating at your flesh from the inside. Just get rid of the worms. Look, I'll tell you this right here, Charles. I guarantee you got about 100 parasites, and you probably got 1 million worms and parasites in you, right? Nah, that's extreme. I'll say at least 20 worms and parasites in you, right?
Yeah, I know. So I got to cleanse my body. I need I call it the Holy Trinity. I got it all written down. Garlic.
Because look, no garlic, no good. Look. You know how when you get a craving, that's not you that has that craving.
The parasites. I know. I did a research on parasites, how they latch to the spine too, because not only do they want certain foods, they want your energy. They feed off of they're like it reminds me, if you look at demon possession and parasites,
yes.
Same thing.
Yes, you become the
parasite will make you not yourself. You'll hallucinate, and it just latches on. And like you said, that's like a pregnant woman. When the baby's in there, she'll have certain cravings. That's the baby wanting it, not her. Same difference. It's a parasite sending messages to your brain. That's crazy. These parasites are very intelligent. Peace, Sugar Seas. Yeah, that's bugged out, man. When you said that, it's like, oh shit.
Oh man, we full of parasites, man.
There's good parasites, but mostly bad.
full of
I forgot the
parasites.
Trinity, man. It's I have it in my phone. I took a screenshot of it. It's 3 important ingredients, man. I can't remember them. It kills over 1,000 parasites and the eggs. Kills everything. I forgot. I think it's turmeric root.
Turmeric, no good. Turmeric is no good.
No.
Causes inflammation.
What
No
about
good.
lemon?
Yeah, key lime, long as it got seeds in them. Yeah, lime water in the morning will definitely cleanse the blood, the lymphatic system, you know. Drink ginger. Turmeric is a hybrid.
Ginger root.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying.
turmeric is a hybrid from ginger that they took from ginger root to make turmeric. Turmeric, anything. That's what I'm trying to say is anything that man has created is not good for you. Can you imagine being the earth though? The earth who brings forth all these things, but yet we reject it. We reject what the earth is given us. Just look at the earth as if it's our mother. You know how you plant a seed, how a man plants a seed?
Yeah. Put it in your mouth
No, what I'm saying is,
first, right?
well, yeah, I heard that someone say that the other day. It's however, I haven't proven it to be, but it's a new thought. It's something to think about.
Is
But
this
what I'm saying is
this
when you
right here?
huh? Yeah, man, that's ginger, right? Yeah, that's all. Just boil,
Ginger
just blend
root.
it. Yeah, that's we keep that in our home. You know what I'm saying?
How do you it's very potent, this stuff, man.
Yeah, it gets rid of gas.
Mm.
You drink it, man. It's great for your lymphatic system. It flushes
How do
you
you
out.
make a tea out of it? Do you grind it up?
Yeah, you can mash it, you can blend it, and then just boil the water first. Though, don't boil the ginger. Boil it. Boil the water.
Your mic is starting to sound weird, like you're in a tunnel again. Damn it.
All right, I know how to solve that. I finally know how to solve that.
Hold on, let me check. Oh, I was gonna check the mic adjustment, but I got to figure out how to boil that stuff and like what to do. I used to just put it in the blender. But I want to share a video with everyone too that I got, excuse me, sent from Marcel.
So, yo, how's the mic now?
Perfect.
Yeah, I finally figured that equation out. Trial and error. But no, on the ginger, you just don't boil with any teas. You're not supposed to boil any teas. You boil the water and then let the tea sit in the water. So, same thing with the ginger. You just blend it up with a little water, boil some water, and then once the water is boiled, turn the heat off, pour the ginger in there, and let it sit, and boom, you off and running.
And then just strain it out and use that. You could
Yeah.
drink it with ice or whatever.
Yes. It's that, Charles. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. What I'm trying to tell you is you have no time to notice anyone else's flaws because there's so much to learn. The reason why I say that, bear with me. You are supposed to drink things at room temperature. Drinking anything with ice causes mucus. Just think about it.
Okay.
When heat, your body is 98.6 degrees, and you put something ice cold in it, you're causing condensation.
Okay.
Within the body. So I'm just saying, it's so much to learn, man. That's why I'm telling you, there is no time to focus on anyone else's flaws.
I appreciate you coming up here sharing this, man. I needed a lot of this motivation, man. I appreciate it.
You know why people are the way they are. Stop focusing on them and focus on you. Be what it is that you want others to be. That's it. Because people learn by what they see. That's why that television is so powerful. It's a visual.
It's a programming.
So someone sees you doing something that they didn't know existed. Boom. Next thing you know, word gets around. Look, Charles says he went on a 3-day fast and didn't eat for 3 days, just drank water, and look at the change in him. And then they do it. Then the next person does it. But all that talking, what you think all that talking gonna do? Just cause more confusion, dissension, division? Because no one likes a hypocrite. You're trying to tell somebody to do something that you're not doing. You're questioning other people and you don't have all the answers. Focus on yourself, improve yourself, and be what it is you want others to be.
I got one more question about that. Do you shave off because it's starting to grow a little bit of, I could just shave that part off, but do you leave the outer part or do you shave it off before you grind it up?
I grind everything up, and then when you strain it out, it's going to come out when you strain it.
All right, because a lot of people say even on fruits, even on like limes and lemons, they say shave a little bit of the top part off because I'm gonna put lemons with it. I'm gonna chop the lemon up, put it whole with the outer part. I mean a lime, because I bought lemons and I bought some ginger root, and I used to just put it in a blender with fruits, and then I realized that they're doing this to the fruits. Check this video out. I wanted to share this with you. It's not in English, but you could see what they're doing.
Κοιτάξτε, προσεκτικά, κοιτάξτε εδώ. Θέλετε κι άλλο, κοιτάξτε εδώ. Αυτό δεν είναι τυχαίο τρύπημα, έτσι. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Κοιτάξτε εδώ, έτσι. Υπάρχει μία και μοναδική τρύπα. Σε όλη την ντομάτα, η ντομάτα είναι μια χαρά, έτσι. Κοιτάξτε εδώ τώρα. Τι γίνεται. Πάμε τώρα στα μάγκο. Κοιτάξτε εδώ τι γίνεται. Έλα τώρα. Αυτό εδώ θέλει πολύ παραπληκτικό μάτι. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Είναι εμβολιασμένα. Το βλέπετε έτσι. Ενώ από όλες τις πλευρές είναι μια χαρά. Κι όμως υπάρχει μόνο μία και μοναδική τρύπα. Κοιτάξτε. Λοιπόν, πάμε στις μεριτζάνες. Παιδιά, κοιτάξτε εδώ. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Αυτό δεν είναι τυχαίο τρύπημα, έτσι. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Από όλες τις πλευρές είναι μια χαρά. Στεφάνο, είμαστε σε άλλο κατάστημα εδώ στο Southampton. Λοιπόν, πάμε να δούμε λίγο τα λεμόνια. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Αυτό δεν είναι χτύπημα, είναι τσίπημα. Κοιτάξτε. Okay. Λοιπόν, τα έχω ανοίξει, έτσι. Έχουν ένα και μοναδικό σημάδι. Στα μάγκο. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Είναι τσίπημα αυτό. Δεν υπάρχει περίπτωση να είναι κάτι άλλο. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Έτσι. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Είναι τσίπημα, παιδιά, κοιτάξτε. Είναι τσίπημα. Στέφανο, όπως σου είπα, είμαστε σε ένα κατάστημα, σε άλλο κατάστημα. Λοιπόν, ας ρίξουμε μαζί μια ματιά στα μήλα. Ρίξε. Κοιτάξτε. Λοιπόν, δεν υπάρχει περίπτωση να είναι κάτι άλλο. Κοιτάξτε εδώ. Οκ. Okay. Είναι τρύπημα αυτό, παιδιά, ναι. Είναι τσίπημα. Εντάξει. Ενώ μια χαρά είναι το μήλο γύρω-γύρω. Μόνο εδώ υπάρχει μια τρύπα. Να το φίλε. Εντάξει, για να μην τα ανοίγω. Δεν σε παρακαλώ.
That's crazy. I knew that was going on. One day I bought watermelon. Not only did it not have the black seeds, but when I cut it open, I could smell this like different smells. Like, to me, it was like I thought I was bugging. But then I would look at the inside when I would chop it in half, and some parts were like lighter than the other. I never seen that. I remember back in the days, watermelon would be rich, 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 dark red and real juicy and fruitier. To me, it was like they were crossbred with cucumbers. They have now the cucumber seeds in them. They don't have the black seeds. It's almost like these genetically modified watermelons are crossbred with cucumbers. I'm telling you, man. That's what I feel when I eat these. I will not buy them anymore. If they don't have black seeds in them, I don't want them. Apples with no seeds, all that stuff. I ate these strawberries that were huge, and I got such a freaking headache, man. I was throwing up. I said no more, never again. That was the first and last time. If I can't prove it's organic, I'm not touching it. And even then, is it really organic? Because the stuff they're putting in the skies and stuff, that stuff's got to come down. So, you know, and how can we even prove this stuff's organic? Yeah, it says it, but we can't even prove that. That's why I think I need to find me a local farm. I want to get like, I heard honey is good for you too. I know this beehive. This guy has
I
a
don't mess
beehive
with.
in this
I
small
don't,
town. Huh?
I don't mess
You
with
don't mess
honey.
with it?
No,
No?
I'm a vegan.
Yeah, that's true. It is like bees. I heard it was them regurgitating. Bees are throwing up. That's what makes the honey. The pollen, they like throw it out.
Yeah, I use raw agave.
What's that?
It comes
Agave?
from agave, raw agave. I don't even use the cooked ones.
Do
The
you
level
eat?
that.
My bad. Go ahead. I shouldn't interrupt you.
Nah, go ahead, man. You good?
I was gonna say you eat yucca.
What is that?
It's a root. A lot of people down south, like South America, eat it. It's yucca root. It's from it's like a potato. Nah, it's like a potato, but better. You know, it's a root. It has more. I heard potatoes are bad for you, but this is a root, not like a potato. It's similar, but I don't know. It's just it tastes way better. It's more sweeter, and it's called yucca. Yuka. You soak them in vinegar. Native, what does that do? He says any of their food, my oldest son and I soak their fruit and veggies in vinegar for a few hours and wash them.
Well, the vinegar, gets rid of a lot of, you know, bacteria and like you say.
Hmm. Native Americans have a lot of good traditions, man, that from the Mother Earth, but just like any other capitalistic Western society, it's really uprooting a lot of these deeply planted roots. Like a lot of traditions are being uprooted because the Western society is just screwing like people. They don't. I see a lot of younger generations don't speak native tongue. They don't practice, and I even seen it. Look at my grand came here speaking Polish. By the time he was 80 something, he couldn't remember most of the Polish language. My mother didn't know it. My uncle didn't know it. I didn't learn it. There goes my German roots gone. I don't even know the fucking language. Most of the practices from the original Germanic tribes have been gone. Catholicism took that over and shattered all that. So I'm trying to find my Germanic roots of Mother Earth type, not this church crap. Um, anyway, I didn't think of that vinegar, dude. I've drinking raw apple vinegar. It was raw vinegar. I drank
No, you don't want
two
to. Don't
shots of
mess
that
with.
shit,
No, yeah, that's no
dude.
apple cider vinegar. Do not consume apple cider vinegar. That is a misconception. It has yeast in it. Yeast is not
No,
good
no,
for
no,
the
no. I
body.
had a urine for probation years ago, and I took two shots of that. It burned the hell out of my stomach, but I'll tell you, my urine came out clean.
Garlic is not good for you. It messes up your mucous membrane, the lining of your stomach. Garlic is a misconception. It's filthy. It's your body rejects it. It does not like it.
So, what are the Holy Trinity to clean out your system, like all parasites?
I wouldn't say that I have the answer to that, but I will say this: that onions, eat your onions raw. It loses all
Yeah.
nutrition. It loses all nutritional value. It has no value once it's cooked. Onions can help get rid of cancerous cells. It has a lot of properties that is really good for your body. But
Mm.
the moment that you cook onions, it has no nutritional. Well, that speaks for almost all food. The moment that you cook it, it has no nutritional value. It has lost its purpose, its life. It's dead. That's why
Especially
you.
microwaves.
Oh my! I hope you, Charles. I know you don't have a microwave in your home.
My roommate uses it.
Oh,
Me?
put it on your roommate, huh?
Nah, for real. Like, I can't get rid of it because my roommate just nukes its freaking coffee
Oh no,
out
that's good.
and
Then that
food.
has nothing to do with you then. So you don't partake in the microwaving of, yeah, it loses. It's, look, man. That's why I will continue to beat this drum, man. We do not have time to notice anyone else's flaws. There
Right.
is so much entanglement to undo. We are caught in a web of lies and deceit. It's
When
just that.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, if you have something to say, if you got something to add, go
No,
ahead,
I was just
man.
gonna tell Sugar Seas to come up one day and share. She has some remedies she's using.
The number one remedy is fasting. Stop eating. Let your body clean itself. Your body has
I
the
agree
body.
with that.
Your body's a machine. Here's how the body breaks down with fasting, right? Just quickly. All right, the body within the first 10 to 14 hours, it's cleaning the digestive tract. It's getting rid of everything that is in your mouth, your esophagus, your stomach, and everything in your digestive tract. All right, it has done its cleaning. Then after the 14th hour, it goes and starts to get rid of all the things that it does not need in order to survive. So it's getting rid of all the stored up filth. Then once it has gotten rid of all the stored up filth, it's now working on the fat on the liver slash kidney. Most people, you see people, men and women walk around look like they're pregnant and they say they have a big stomach. That's not your stomach. That's your fat around your kidneys and your liver. And your intestines is enlarged. Your stomach is on the side right under your rib, and it's the size of your fist. That is your intestines. It's enlarged. You have 23 feet of intestines that you have filled. So give your body time to clean up years and years. Because you also have stored up good things in there also. Your brain feeds off of glucose, sugar. So it has a lot of stored up glucose. So, give your body an opportunity to get rid of the filth. Your body is a natural healing mechanism. There's damn near everything you need in the air that you breathe, just like the trees. The minerals are in the air. Nitrogen. All the minerals are damn near in the air, man. Where do the plants get it from? Well, how can a coconut have 50 550% of the copper that you need? Where did it get the copper from?
The
So I'm just
root,
so
the ground.
all I'm saying is stop eating is the number one healer. Just stop eating. Just drink water and flush your system. Go sit on that toilet for 10, 15 days. Don't put nothing in your food in your body and
Too
let your
weak.
body,
What am
huh?
I, Jesus Christ? I think that story tells you something, man. That Jesus story when he didn't eat for how many days? Um,
For
the
40 days,
temptations.
40 days and 40
Yeah,
nights. He fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. And
yeah, I don't believe that. That's too much.
no. A lot of people have done 40-day fast. There's
'Cause
people alive that don't eat at all, no food. They're called breatharians.
we are Jesus. That's how I took all them stories. Was that famous picture of the footsteps in the sand? That's you. You're supposed to walk in those footsteps. That's why you don't see Jesus actually walking. It's supposed to be you. But anyway,
So are you a religious guy? I mean, when I say religious, I don't mean like do you know the Bible is what value do you see in the Bible?
control,
No, value to you. What value do you see in it? We know what it's
none,
used for.
none.
So then what made you bring up Jesus then? It's in the Bible.
I don't know, there's a lot of people in the chat. Well, not a lot, a few that believe in Jesus.
No, that's why
I say we're the gods.
I asked you, Charles, the wandering warrior, what value do
Um,
you place in the Bible?
I think the values within yourself, man. If you want to find a creator, just look within yourself.
Yeah, I learned a lot from the Bible. You know, it got me. It played a role in who I am to this day. So I will not like down it. I mean, I don't think I needed it, but
I don't know it like that.
in a world where
No, go ahead. I was just saying I don't know the Bible like that. I wasn't raised. We used to go to church time to time, but I hated it. Um, I just seen even as a child, I just felt like um, it was putting more value on people I didn't know, all these characters, and it takes the value away from self and family. You know, you're bound to all these people. I never met none of those people. I don't know who they truly are. And being I know my enemy, the enemy brought that book, conquered land, slaughtered my ancestors, burned them alive, and then left that book. I'm supposed to bow to it. Uh, don't make sense to me, but some people love it and like it, so I respect that. But um,
that it's very Masonic, isn't it? Duality, right? It has good and evil in that bad boy. It's Masonic, man. It has some good in there. Will teach you lessons, but I'm sure just like you as a child, you knew not to eat meat. So I don't think we needed the Bible, but it's just we're so far from the truth that whatever little bit of truth we can get, wherever we can find it, then we place value in where we found it. You know, so that's the thing is that there's truth in the Bible, of course, but we don't necessarily need it in order to live. You know,
I
but
knew right from wrong before I knew what the Bible was, and that's
all right.
basically what the Bible is teaching you: right and wrong. Uh, treat others how you want to be treated. It doesn't really teach you to respect Mother Earth at all. Um, I learned most of that from going to powwows and people that I know that were native tribes, and my mother was keen on the woods, camping, being one with nature. Uh, my mother became a vegan before she passed cancer. The chemo and operations is what annihilated her. But I think if she would have kept up with veganism, she would have starved the cancer.
That's
Uh,
right. You remember well, you didn't get to that part with with Hippocrates where he says if you eat while you're sick, all you're doing is feeding the sickness. Stop eating. And it makes sense, you know. Stop eating. Even as a child, when you got sick, the more you ate, the more you got sick. You know,
but
you know, the moment you ate, and then all of a sudden you had to blow your nose, you're coughing up mucus. The moment that you ate, you know. So it's just a lot, you know. And I just feel as though people We should focus on ourselves. Be the light in this darkness. Be the light. Stop focusing on others. We know why others are the way they are because we were there and it's still there. So why are we pointing the finger at each other and we both are lost? No, let's help each other. Let's learn from each other because we all don't know everything. But to point the finger, I just won't partake in that. I don't blame victims. I just don't do it. I know better. I blame this entity. And earlier you said the devil is wicked or whatever you said, the devil. Well, who
We,
created that? Who created that? Who created that craziness?
who, I don't even know if the devil exists. I never seen no devil. All I seen is devilish people that are evil. And instead of blaming some entity I've never seen and can't prove exists, I blame the person. That's another thing about religion. As people focus on this Satan or Lucifer, the million names this thing slithers into, instead of upholding, uh, instead of holding these people accountable and punishing them, we're waiting for this creator God in a book to do everything for us. See, that's another thing about religion. It got everyone sitting back waiting for this God to come solve all the problems when we could do it ourselves. You know,
Absolutely.
what more if the the creator, there is some sort of creators that built this place and made it. My mother and father gave me life. What more do we need to ask from this creator? It's up to us to make the change and to better ourselves. I've always been strong on that. But I don't know why I'm so keen on wanting to save everybody when
That's how they raised you. You want to be Jesus. You want to be the savior of the world.
I don't want to be the savior of the world. I just want people. I know people could do better, and we can live a better life and create a better society than the system has if we could just learn to walk away from it.
Can you
But
just imagine though? Imagine if the lungs focused on the heart, that the heart wasn't doing what they're supposed to do, but the lung ain't doing what it's supposed to do. The lung just wants to be the lung, man. Do what you're supposed to do. We're all a component. We're all
yeah,
a Go ahead.
that's some wisdom, bro. That's strong. That was deep.
Just play your
That
role.
sounded. I'm gonna call you the abbot, man. That was deep. Wow. The lungs want to do it. That was deep, man.
Just focus on yourself, man. Better yourself. Play your role. Do your part. And you'll see the answers come to you. You'll feel it. You'll know it. You don't need any, I'm telling you, I'm living proof. I don't have a teacher. I don't have someone that I follow. No one can stake claim to me. It's within you, but you gotta want it. You gotta want it, but you can't play with it either though. You can't one day say, oh, the universe guide me, lead me into truth. And then the next day you're partaking in lies. You can't, you're going to stagnate your growth. Decide what you want to do. And you'll see all the answers come to you within you because it's a frequency. And there's an ocean of information if you would tap into that frequency. But there are certain, it's not for everyone. You know what I mean? It requires a certain tool. And you have to sharpen your tool with it, which is yourself. Get yourself in order. Get your antenna in order. You're an electric being. That's why the earth is a grounder. They literally call it the ground. In electricity,
Dang.
you need a ground. You need a grounder. The earth is your grounder. You have positive and negative charges within you, like your arteries and your veins are your positive and negative charges. Your bones is an antenna, and your eyes receive information. You have to tap into that frequency. You're an electric being, and they know this about you. And that's why they give you the filthy foods to consume so that you'll never receive the information through frequency.
You are what you eat. And when you eat foods that a parasite wants, you become the parasite. You're just as filthy as a parasite. Peace, Mind's Eye.
Mind's Eye in the building.
Come up,
Salute.
Mind's Eye.
Peace. Yeah, man, come get this baton, man. I got to get back to my children, man. I'm homeschooling.
Man, I
And
appreciate you coming up, Realist McCoy,
yeah,
man.
man.
You dropped a lot of gems. I needed that motivation, man.
If there's
I appreciate
anything if anything you get from me, and all I have to offer, get yourself in order before you get someone else in order. That's it. You know, we know why we're in the position we're in. We were given lies and deceit.
Practice what you preach. You said it before.
Don't blame anyone. We don't point the finger at anyone. Help them. Help each other. Don't judge anyone. But be who it is you want others to be. That's it. That is I'm telling you, that works. You learn something.
I always blame myself.
That's how they raise us to you. They read one little word and verse in the scripture. Now you want to be a preacher. And your house ain't in order. Live what it is you want others to live by. You just learned something today that is for you. Apply it to your life and see the results. So then you'll have the confidence when you say it to someone else. Otherwise, you're just repeating a theory that you yourself have not proven. So you just learn something, apply it to your life, see the results. Others will see the results, share it with them, and keep going. Keep growing. Grow towards that light. You go outside, everything that you see in creation is growing towards the light. Darkness does not grow. Light. Every plant is headed towards light, and it's growing. Every day that plant grew. Did you grow? That's all you have to ask yourself. It's about growth. And you're not competing with anyone. This world wants you to compete with others. You want to be a part of the winning team. Don't compete with anyone. Compete within yourself. Be the best that you can be. That's it. So if you get into Charles, man, I'm telling you, focus on yourself. And others will see the light in you. You'll be that guiding light. Be that guiding light. That's all that we need. More lights to light this darkness, because we are in darkness right now. You know,
It all started from darkness. I just had to say that. But
oh yes, there's
I know
look,
what you're
look
saying.
with my seeds in my garden. Yes, darkness is things are that's how I start my seeds. You put them in darkness and they pop, and then boom, you bring them out to light. So yes, you know, so that's the nature of life. You know, we start in darkness, but my point is, get yourself in order before you can tell another person to get in order. Okay, tell the next person to get themselves in order, and you know the question they're gonna ask you, how? And you're both gonna look at each other. How? You know, I didn't figure that part out. I just know that we need to. No, go get yourself in order. Get yourself in order, then you can get others in order. And you can tell them how to get themselves in order. Here it is, you want to change the world, but you don't even know what foods to eat. And that's one of the most important decisions in life that you can make, is what to put in this machine. That's how far we are. So, you know, Mind's Eye ain't gonna take this baton from me. Who out there?
So I'm
So I'm in
Sugar
the building.
Seed.
Team Self in the building. Yeah, I just, you first of all, the general summoned me. You all, he said, the realist McCoy. I would like to hear what the realist McCoy says. All right, I hear you. I hear you. But my area of expertise, if I was to have one, is what we consume, and it's still a journey. I'm still learning. You know,
Well, I asked you about cleansing the body. Now, I've heard so many different viewpoints, but I'm gonna start with lime and that ginger root.
and stop eating. Stop eating.
That too.
Give yourself a window. Give yourself a window where, because like what I try to do is, but with children it's kind of hard because I eat their leftovers, and they have a lot of leftovers. But anyway, so my thing is try to eat within an 8-hour window and give your body 16 hours to digest what you've eaten, and you'll see results. Do not eat for 16 hours every day. Just make that your habit, that you eat within an 8-hour period. All that you want to eat. Start off where you can, if you want to eat dog poop, your body will get rid of it. But what I'm saying is try that. Within 8 hours, eat whatever you want to eat. Filth. But don't eat for 16 hours, and you'll see results. Because it will give your body time to get rid of things. And that's all the body needs. It needs time to undo all what you've done for however long you've been consuming filth. Like I said earlier, you have things in your intestines that you've had there since you were 3 years old. Drinking cow's milk. That cow's milk is for baby cows. Are you a calf?
I tell people that, and they're like, "Oh."
No, look, hold on.
I've heard that before. It makes sense.
Hold on. They had the mother. The child. The child has its own milk, but no, that's not good enough. We're gonna give them infant milk.
Yeah, no, that's fucked up.
No. The breasts are for men to be perverted with.
You see what? I seen a video of the farmers, and they drove a van onto the field, and oh, okay, so and they drove on the field and they snatched the baby cow up, took it from the mother, so the baby cow wouldn't drink the milk out of the mother cow, and the mother cow's chasing the van, mooing and shit, going nuts. So they tried to do it to the other baby, and all the male cows in that yard started fucking up the two guys that were trying to snatch the second baby cow. And I was like, good. I was hoping they would stomp their head out, but it didn't happen. But yeah, all the male cows jumped in. Now I don't know. You got to be a heartless person, man, to do that to an animal, like snatch its baby, dip away with it in the van.
Well, I mean, it's just, I don't know if it's heartless, but it's it's just behavior, our behavior from over generations and centuries. So but I will say, I mean, here they're bringing in the lab grown meat for you, Chuck.
Yeah, it reminded me of DCF snatching a child from its mother.
What does that say that they're growing lab grown meat? What's your first thought coming? Not first, but what thoughts do you have as to why? No, okay, hold on. Let me. I don't normally frame a question, but there's something I'm looking for, so I'm gonna frame it. Okay, you have an enemy. Why is your enemy making lab grown meat? What do you think their objective? What's their agenda behind?
Put something in us to poison us.
Anything
There's
else?
something about that.
Anything else? No other thought?
Turn into a zombie. Lab grown meat, that just doesn't sound right at all. Meat never sounded right to me.
What about the fact that your independence? What about all those people that can grow their own animals and eat their own animals?
That is true.
So now if they control, see, I mean, it's this enemy, yo. You have to, you have to. There's
Yeah,
layers to their layers to their madness.
they already got us depend. Like if they were to shut down, right, the world, let's say, and close, what's the percent of people that can survive on their own, that know how to work a garden, that's already got one going, that has animals to survive? Not many. Everyone depends on these stores, the government.
All
They
right.
depend on getting their water from them through the flowing from the reservoirs. There's probably less than
Hold on,
1% that
hold on
really
now.
survive on their own.
Hold on now. Remember, we have Bill Gates buying up all this land.
Yeah.
We have BlackRock buying up all this land, but they're not planning on growing fruit trees and animals. You know, they
Yeah.
said
These
that.
farmers are sad. They don't want to stand their ground, man.
What's his name? Charles Schwab. What's the guy? Klaus Schwab, the guy WEF or whatever, WHO, whatever. He says that they're gonna feed us bugs, man. You know,
Oh,
someone already spoke on cricket flour. So I'm just saying, you know, it's you know, that's why the focus should be on yourself.
that's sick.
I can't say it enough. I cannot say it enough, man. There's so much to learn and to be aware of that you do not have time to judge anyone else. Help each
I
other,
know.
man. Just help each other. You see someone struggling and they want your help, help them. But it's not for you to sit there and say, why did you get like, why do you keep doing that? What, you know why? Help them. But help them through your actions, though. Stop preaching and talking and teaching with your theories that you yourself have not proven. You know, so Charles, I mean, I really think you'll see I'm saying you personally, I think you'll see more growth the moment you focus on yourself, as opposed to saying, why do people do this? Why people keep touching the stove? You know why? Because Jay-Z told them to. It's cool, you know. Jay-Z said it's cool to be a pimp and a hustler, gangsters. So that's why we gangsters, thugs. You know, learn behavior. Look at, you know, not pointing at our women, but you think our women wanted to is dressing like this because they just came out dressing? No, they're copying what society say is acceptable. And if you don't dress like this, then you're looked at as odd. You know, you see a woman in the dress and look at, you know what I'm saying? As opposed, I'm just saying, man, we know why people are the way they are because we were there. Focus on undoing the entanglement that this worldwide web has got you in. The addictions. You know, like, I mean, drinking alcohol. Your body hates alcohol. Alcohol dehydrates you. It's murder on your body to consume alcohol. But it's cool to drink. If you ain't drinking, you're looked at as odd. So, you know, but I know why. You know, we drinking St. Ides and Old English, drinking 40s, thinking we gangsters and we cool, not knowing that we're torturing our bodies. But Snoop Dogg and Tupac said St. Ides and Old English is cool, man.
Only because they probably don't even drink it. It was to get that check.
Not just do you think they care about money? It's to destroy you. And that's nothing. Can you eliminate the idea of money from your thinking? They do not care about money. They have all the wealth already. You crazy. Their
Yeah,
objective
we
is
need to take it from them.
their objective is to destroy you. That's their only objective. They don't care about money. They don't care about, they have it already. Their objective is to destroy you. That's their only objective.
So Amma said, and how about burning up the herbs and smoking them?
What you mean?
I
I'm
don't
not.
know.
Yeah, I partook in marijuana, but I like not being under the influence of anything. You know what I mean?
You're
I
more
like,
sharp, right?
yeah, I like, I just like being me. I don't want to be under the influence of anything. I know the difference. I see the difference. I'm sharper. You know, I'm not chilled and laid back and accepting and cool. However, whatever, everything in its time. There might be a purpose for it. You know, I was
The
a
word,
Rasta.
I was just thinking you said influence, and it made me think influence, like in the flu. I don't know.
Uh-oh, is that the intro to Mind's Eye coming to the stage? We're about to break down the
In,
words on the page.
influenza, influence.
Yeah, what Mind's Eye does with wordplay, man, it's remarkable, you know. Because I mean, even that's why I said that. That's why I continue to beat this drum, man. Even the language that we speak is a curse upon us. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm. If you don't get, look, man, I do not have time to find flaws. I don't want to have time to have flaws to find flaws in anyone. I'm just here to help and help each other get down this road. Because right now, man, we're all we got. And if we're gonna beat on the ones that we might need, you never know who you're gonna need, man. So, you know, like I mean, I remember I broke that news, not broke the news, but I broke that thought. Remember that thought? I think it's along the lines of what Soam was saying in regards to hemp. Hemp is the biggest threat to Rockefeller, the petroleum industry. Hemp is. It has so many. It can build houses, build cars. You know, clothes. We won't have to cut down any trees. We can make paper. I mean, they have hemp rolling papers. So, oils, yes. I mean, but it's just so much, Charles. And that's what all I'm saying is I know there's something with you. That's why I'm rolling with you. But the missing link to me, in my opinion, is to focus on yourself, get yourself in order before you can tell anyone else how to get in order. You have to do it. And people will be
I
willing.
agree.
It's just some of them don't have the courage or the know-how. And here you come along and you tell them that you don't need as much food as you're living. You got more energy than them. You're running laps around them and you barely eat. They're going to be like, what? You eat once a day and you got that much energy? And here I'm eating 10 times a day and I can get off the couch.
Loafing around after all that pasta.
Christos, Bumbleclot, Wagwan. Christos,
Isn't
man, that's
isn't isn't that mean like a blood clot?
Bumbleclot.
Bumbleclot.
Bad man there in the place. Wagwan, Christos. You are run things, my brother.
Yeah, that's pretty good, dude. That was a good accent.
Bumbleclot. Rastafari.
Yeah. Man, a Rasta from long time, man. I just said me have to play a book. I just saw the
Yeah,
thing
don't go
set
in the
right.
jungles. The white man gets lost in Jamaica jungles, bro. They'll chop you up.
Hey, here we go.
Bumbleclot.
A 2-for-1 deal. You get Mind's Eye and Eye up here now.
Yeah, man.
Let's get it. Top of the world
Wagwan.
to y'all.
You missed a lot of the wisdom, man. Rollis McCoy is dropping some gems, Christos.
Yeah, I've been listening. I
A
appreciate
lot of
everything
motivation,
I've
man.
heard.
Are you gonna leave the stream up, or are you gonna take it down?
I'm gonna
You
leave
know
it
what?
up
I'm
as
gonna
long as there's no what you call it. As long as they don't hit me with a copyright, it stays up and it's a good build. So yeah, so far it's an awesome build, man. I'm not taking this down.
Let's get it.
Christos, I'm really touching on, man, is the fact that, you know, they raise us to want to look at what others are doing instead of looking at what we're doing. Just self accountability, get yourself in order before you can try to get someone else in order. And I find that Charles, in my opinion, you know, it's taken away from him focusing on why others are doing what they're doing. We know why they're doing what they're doing. We were programmed to do what we're doing. Focus on yourself. There's so much to undo. Get yourself in order. Be the light. A lot of people don't know of certain things. Show them. A lot of people learn by what they see them instead of from what they hear. You know, so you know,
That's
that's
right. I thought you got it, bro. Because that's the only way you know that's the starting point with you. Can y'all hear me?
yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's loud and clear, bro.
I remember just a second ago y'all mentioned the darkness. You know, like say dark sounds just like spark, right? So without the dark, you won't get to see what we call electricity spark up. I don't care if it's the lightest background, it's still dark. This is what allows you to see the spark, you know.
the
So
spark
dark,
is the arc.
yeah. So where you get to darkness, like say that is the park. Like you know how say in this world the bum asleep in the park. You know how
Mm-hmm.
you see bums in the park, they'll be all across the benches,
Uh-huh.
they'll be all through. And there's like a baby in the carriage. Like we sleep in the park, we sleep in the dark. You know, say it's the greatest form of life.
So
Darkness
everything,
is life. Go
I'm
ahead, Chris.
glad I'm glad you guys took it to ARC, because I came to this kind of realization recently. Hey Charles, we're getting some feedback from you. Thank you, appreciate it. Um, yeah, so the concept of an arc applies like everywhere in life, and it's actually came
Mhm.
from me realizing that I was like smoking too much flour, or let's say just substances in general, caffeine, smoking, these different things which will alter our brain chemistry, quote unquote, elevate us or get us high. Well,
Mhm.
that's an arc. So people that first thing they do when they wake up is they slam a bunch of caffeine. That's starting your arc super early. So the thing is, if you're like a chronic user of something and you use it right away first thing in the morning, you're basically weakening your arc day by day, because every day is an arc. Life is an arc, right? We start out small as a child, then we grow. Like literally, it's an arc. We see it in the art where it shows the kid growing into a man, and then the man starts to grow old and then starts to hunch over. So
Okay.
it arcs back down as you become an elderly person. The whole archetype of being hunched over and kind of frail, you go back to
Mhm.
that beginning state. So we see the arc everywhere in life, and I just thought about recently how I can apply the arc in my life so that I can have stronger arcs and longer lasting arcs. And that sounds kind of weird how I just put that, but we want to extend our arc of life as much as we can, because
Mhm.
everything that's in this world is actually cutting our arc short through uh, over consuming, not having patience and not having temperance, and
Mhm.
just doing things impulsively and off the bat first thing in the morning. It creates a weaker arc over time. So it's like You know, it applies in a lot of different situations, but the easiest way I like to look at it is just like, you know, whatever type of substance you like to use. Um, the earlier you do it, the earlier that arc is going to end, and then you're going to be trying to reach that height of the arc again through whatever means. So basically, instead of like, you know, arcing up and down and being like a roller coaster, like hills or like a sine wave, although that is a natural part of life, I think what we want to do is try to just stretch out that arc over the whole day to the point where, let's say, uh, 3 in the afternoon, like the middle of the day, let's just say you're reaching the peak of the arc. That would be like most in sync, like with your circadian rhythm and just the flow of your energy. So gets into breathing, gets into what you eat, fasting, you know, any
That's
substances you
real.
use. It's going to affect how long your arc of life lasts. It's just like life force, what the arc is. And that's why the
Mhm.
rainbow arcs, because it's our chakras, you know, it's just, it lights up from the lowest to highest. So it's like that same thing again. It's like uh, doing a wave in the stadium in a way. Uh, you know, you slowly
Mhm.
build up, build, and then you reach that peak of the rainbow, and then you start to come back down again. And it's like,
Like like
this
an
goes in a lot
ultra
of different
ball.
directions. So yeah, I'm gonna let y'all get it. I just wanted to throw that out there as a concept. You
It's
know.
why you said that because say I've been talking about Archie or say y'all remember Archie Bunker? Like you
Yup.
just literally explained him, like say from a boy to a grown man that's going back into the womb or the 6 foot tomb. That's literally that's Archie's bunker. Like say the 6 foot
Ooh.
pit would be the bunker that Archie's or arcing or the comet lands in. You know how they show a meteor coming from outer space? It's no different than the long jump that's arching. And say
Yeah.
arching has become ching like money, and people will cut your rainbow in half. They'll cut your arc in half and try to get the pot at the other end of that rainbow. You know what I mean?
Wow. Did you just say arching? Did you mean to
Yeah,
say like jing, like chi?
arching, like Archie,
Yeah. So it's like,
Archie energy.
it's, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. That's crazy. Arching
Hmm.
is
Look,
arching.
it's
Wow.
it's it's stretching. Like say you just spoke on it, man. You wake up in the morning, like say this is the way that say people normally bow down. It's called stretching. And say they tie it to yoga where people do these type of moves. Like all of those meditating, stretching yoga moves is forms of bowing down to thyself. We call it meditation and all of that. But this is tied to the arching, where you say what they say you achieve what's that? Euphoria or something like that while you in a state of meditation, you know.
You talking about
So
like samadhi?
uh-huh, all of that, because you are the temple, like say, you put left and right hand together, you become the time machine. People know it is praying, yet you are, say, becoming a time controller if you say, because your body is gonna give you what you ask for, you know. The body is like that's the one that demands you take care of the baby that it is. Like McCoy said, man, you gotta watch what you put past that tooth to the tongue, you know. Like, and that's where I feel overconfident with the things that I consume mentally and physically, you know. So yeah, your chi is what you're chewing, and I'll land right there. It's coming up though. We're about to see the arches
Nice.
everywhere, and that say that basic form of fireworks. We're about to see the arch go everywhere, but people gonna be burning up their chi or they just burning up their money. Cause that's what's coming right now. And fireworks. Like they get us to burn our own trash because say the money that we deal with, it is counterfeit. They make money and it's counterfeit for the consumer. We just think it's real money. That's monopoly money. This whole system, they make fake money so we can have the illusion of it being real. You know, we the people. So yeah, that is the chi. That's that ching ching. That's an illusion. If you are really in control of your arching or your, you know, say your stretching
Yeah,
position.
okay, that's why you brought up yoga. Okay, I missed that earlier. That's a great tie-in, dude. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Portion
how
of the
we bow
body.
down. You know, that's how we bow down to ourselves and say the creator at the same time. And it's not bowing down like you a slave, it's you say, keeping your muscles, keeping your body toned up where, you know, it won't be glitching. Like say if you get Charlie horses and things of that nature, if you don't stretch,
Yeah.
you don't pay respect to the arching. And I land right there. Respect, y'all.
Yeah, great stuff, dude. I'm gonna let someone else hop in unless they're not here. I so until someone else says something, I'll just say this. The hands coming together to pray is Boaz and Joaquin. I realized this a while back because I was looking into mudras, like yoga and mudras, and just
Okay.
kind of looking at why the meditation position is a thing, the lotus pose, you know, these different yoga poses, these different hand signals, mudras, and whatever else they might be called. They're called something else in the anime.
Yeah, the
These
mantra.
different hand mudras. Mantras is with, well, you know what? Mantras can also be more than just
Okay.
vocalized, I believe. So I think you might be right. Like mantras actually are more wide-reaching than just speaking. So I'm not gonna say
Okay.
you're wrong with what you said there, but mudras is like different hand and finger um, positionings that are supposed to, you know, align the sacred geometry cymatics of your energy body in different ways, basically, and that's why people do
Ooh.
them on like in ceremonies or in meditations and
Uh-huh.
spirit journeys because they basically alter yeah, it alters where your consciousness is ultimately going and how you're
Uh-huh.
structuring your unique energy body. But what you said about the hands coming together, it's basically like just the two poles smashing together, just like
Uh-huh.
Samson between the two pillars, pulling
Yeah,
the pillars, or Hercules, in these different,
that's
there's a
it.
couple different situations where it's like pulling down the two pillars on each side with the guy in between. That's what's going on with our hands. So it's like
Uh-huh.
we're placing both charges together, just like they do with the was it EKG when they zap someone back to life.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Put
like,
the
and they have to rub it together almost like you would rub your hands together. So it's a
yeah.
similar thing going on. It's like colliding these two forces, and then you notice how we have our hands positioned pointing upwards, and it actually looks kind of like a triangle when you look at your hands. It's like an isosceles, or not isosceles. I'm wrong, probably with
Mm.
the isosceles, but
Nah, you
it
on
looks like a
point.
triangle, or yeah, like it's pointing upwards. So people put those prayer hands, like let's say up to their head, and you know you'll notice that the tips of your fingers when you do that, and this is people of all religions praying doing this, or of no religion, just spiritually, um
Mm-hmm.
it's the fingertips will be like right where your third eye is. So it's
Mm.
like, and your
Yep.
hands are also positioned where your mouth is, so it's basically like you're pulling together the, it's like a perpendicular collision that's actually going on because you're taking your left and right
Mm-hmm.
horizontal hand energies, you're colliding them together, and then you're like pulsating upward and downward as the horizontal smashes together. It creates that vertical um, waves going upward or
Yeah.
downward, but
Or
specifically upward.
that
So it's like
neutral.
turning your hands and head into like a arrow or like a
Exact.
concentrated laser of like energy upward through your um throat chakra and third eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Hey,
basically
look at
learning
this.
how to use ourselves as a technology. You got it.
Yeah. You got say pressure points, or say we got triggers that we seem to always let other people activate, instead of say the individual having their own self-control or control over self. It's like say where you take the, like say your hands fold up, your feet, your knees, like all of this, like say every joint where your body folds, this is a knee. Like say we call our elbow just that, but it's still another form of knuckle. Like say every knuckle or bend on our body is the knees where you pray on them. You know, like say you have more than just the left and right knee that say they over the shin bone. Yet your whole body is a knuckle. And like say where you can ball up, this is where you can roll up. Yet it's like say if you don't do the things like say prayer, like where you lay your hands together, like say that's if you don't do those type of things, you will go into say retro mode. You will go into the mode that's like say if you ain't paying attention on the field and you didn't got hit with the baseball, you didn't see the baseball coming, like this would be a person say that didn't deal with prayer, so they lash out and they'll give you that knuckle, opposed to where say you have control over your emotions when you say you become the prayer to thyself, where you become your own so-called worst enemy instead of letting the next individual come along and be that, like where you should fear no man but God, or say no woman but God. It's like that'll be yourself on your own merit, you know, because like say the emotion or the energy that fear carries, only the individual knows how their own heart drop or where they at with their, say flight or flight type of thing. You know what I mean? Say the
Wow,
ball.
I was just about to bring up the gyroscope with what you were saying.
Uh-huh.
Like
Go
our
ahead. Let's
own
get it.
internal gyroscope. I couldn't think of the right words. More than balance, but it's like what you were
Okay.
saying. It was kind of just making me think of like, especially when you said something about flight. It seemed like you were talking about the human body or vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah,
They
what is
try to
that
run it.
called? Like our ability to keep balance and like have correct spatial awareness. And like one could compare it to like a gyroscope. There's a specific term or like word for that. But I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Do
it's
continue if
real.
you were gonna say more.
It's real, man. Like say where you ball up your fist is no different from say a person throwing a soccer ball, or like say we are living inside of say this world could represent a big gym and we in here playing dodgeball. You know, now say the dodgeball becomes a bullet. Everything that can be projected is the ball. You know what I mean? Like say to throw your fist and
Hmm.
crash somebody in the face, that's it's dodgeball. That's what this is. But you become a wrecking ball when you don't say reconcile with your own soul and make sure you have control over this, where you won't just wear your emotions, say on your from your forearms to your sleeve, like everything will be out there and people can just pick at you. You know what I mean? That's what it's like.
Definitely.
The ball will be thrown and it's like the hot potato. And these are people dealing with say emotional debt. You know what I'm saying? They like
Oh
they
yeah.
real deep and they drown in opposed to, say where you go down there and become one. Like say, imagine if people didn't really panic so much where they get in states of fear, you probably start breathing the water. Who knows? You know, but fear kicks our ass soon as we get in it. Much love, Charles, man. I see you on the mic, man. Let's get it. I'm gonna have to jump down in a second too, because my phone, this motherfucker was not charged.
Yeah, I'm trying to charge mine too without burning out the battery. This freaking StreamYard annihilates the phone battery. But I know you're a
Yeah.
movie buff, Mind's Eye. Did you watch John Wick
Mhm.
4? That's just 3 hours long.
I haven't, not yet. What it tell you, man? I
It
saw it
just
on your thumbnail. It's kind of deep.
Yeah, I watched all four of them, as they came out, and I just want to say what I see in those movies is it's giving you it reminds me of that movie about the Skull and Bones. I forgot the name of it. It came out in like 2000, the year 2000.
Okay, with
But
the
at the end, they
fraternity.
have a duel, like these secret societies. They call in John Wick they call them the High Table. That
Mm-hmm.
would be like these Masonic societies all around the
Yeah.
world, and how they use these coins as money, and how they basically get anything they want, food, weapons, anything at any point, and how they have assassins and all this stuff. It's just like a sneak peek of how
Mm.
these secret societies are run. That's all that movie basically is showing.
Wow. I gotta tap into that newest one. I ain't
Yeah,
tapped
you gotta. I downloaded John Wick 4 last night, and I watched it from 5 a.m. to like 8:30. It's like 3 hours long.
in. And to
That's
think,
part four.
hey, look at that. And to think, like, say, I remember the first film, and it all started from a little selfish ass little boy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Took us like I ain't seen the fourth one, but say that where that little boy was out there feeling like he was privileged, you know, like say where McCoy said it earlier, man. You see people, you help them. You know what I'm saying? Use your actions if you can, you know. Yet this is the problem with the world, because it's like I can't really help you. Like what I do learn is for my family, like say, and my family could expand if you were true to yourself, you know. Yet this truth that we all individually come up on is for your own well-being. You know, we'll go through the loop day after day trying to explain what we've seen, yet the other people ain't gonna realize it till they see it for themselves, like Morpheus told Neo in the Matrix. Yeah, like say we'll be here every day, all day, yet your truth is a lot of them, and it's a lot to them. You know, say it's so much they probably couldn't comprehend, or say it's an overload of data. You know, see, because people be like say, even myself, I had to slow down, and it took a lot of say turmoil in getting my vibe right in order to even receive these messages and be able to put them in order for myself, let alone the next person. You know, yet my story is just like yours. You know, it don't really differ. It's just a version that's mine. You know, my life is my experience and yours is yours. And it's hard to tell people about the good times or the bad ones, because it's like, damn, how is it that I wasn't there when you had the good time? The devil can't believe that God has a good time without it. But oh yes, it happens. And when you come back, or they come back and tell the stories, don't get mad. You just grow up. I'm about to mute up though. I'm jump down for a second because I got to let this phone charge. I don't want it to go out on me, but I am here with y'all.
Yeah, thanks, Mindset, man. It was good that you came up here to contribute.
Right back at you, bro. We're gonna get more, you know. I want to talk
Hey,
about the war.
I'll be getting at you this weekend in the emails. I'm gonna try to really catch up on a lot of emails that I haven't gotten back to. I also need to save contacts of
Okay,
different people
respect.
that they've shot me their number, or email, or whatever. So yeah, you'll be hearing me for sure, bro. I'm gonna go through my email, and I definitely wanna. I might send you some like different AI
Okay,
pictures that I've made, or just things that might interest you, or
cool.
whatever. Because I definitely want to build with you and other people. Now that I'm kind of getting back into this YouTube space, and I'm trying to spend a little more time on like creating stuff for people and with other people. So yeah,
Yeah,
stay on the
man.
lookout,
Hey,
man.
I like that avatar too. I like how you did that.
I
Cause
just
that's
used a
hey.
Snapchat filter, but yeah, man, it is cool. I want to make something that looks like even cooler
Mhm.
though. So I'm gonna have to look into some editing stuff. I can edit photos okay, but like I definitely want to get at you like about like video editing and whatnot. There's a couple of people I need to talk to about this stuff just for
All right.
some
I'm here.
information.
I'm
But
here for you, bro. Hey,
thanks, man.
it's like, look, I wanted to say, create me a picture like your avatar. You know, I found myself. I saw that picture without, say developing it with these smartphones or yeah, it was the smartphone that allowed me to see it. Yet
Mhm.
it wasn't a picture that I could show you, like say the reflection in our phone screen, right? Like
Yeah.
I saw myself in that black screen mirror, and both of my eyes was lit up like yours. It kind of spooked me. I did everything but drop the phone and back up from it like it was some type of little creature, you know. But it did. I said, damn.
Wow.
I saw the light in my eyes. It looked just like your avatar. And I say like where people, develop into themselves. This is just like, say where the capstone is lit up. This is where your eyes will always have light coming out of them, opposed to the light, because this world is darkness. And see your face, it looks just like a car coming up the road in the dark. And when you get the light in
Oh
your eyes,
wow.
you know what I'm saying? This is why was that Osiris in the movie? Uh what was that? It wasn't Clash of the Titans. It was the other
Gods of Egypt.
Gods of Egypt. Yep, Osiris' eyes was taken, but when he got them back. Even before he got them back, they was lit up where they was hidden. Where the little
There's,
dude went, he got one at a time, didn't he?
there's definitely something to that within the movies and like superheroes, the
Hmm.
animes of like the glowing eyes for sure.
Yeah, that light is coming. It's coming out your ears, nose, your mouth, and your eyes. Like the light is in us, and once you reach that, you got a light head. You got a light bulb head, and everywhere you go, you can light up this darkness. So, with that being said, don't lose the light in y'all's eye. Much
Yep.
love.
Don't lose it in the palms either. Thanks, Manza.
Right back at you,
Yes,
man. I'm
sir.
gonna be in the chat.
Manza, manza, manza.
Hey,
Huh?
respect. Look, hey, McCoy, that's my dude. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got to tell them about this good food, man. I like how you spoke on that, man, because people are eating trash.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but look,
Oh yeah.
we know why. So we
Yeah,
know why.
Jay Z. You said Jay Z said so.
We know why. We were raised.
Uh-huh.
It was learned behavior. We were raised that way. But yes, we can show them that what they're consuming is
Mm-hmm.
filth. Well, but nah, mine's out, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to everybody. Salute to Christos, man. Charles,
Yeah.
man. I
Much
appreciate
love to this
you
great chat.
having me
Every
on here,
soul,
man.
everybody. Okay, if y'all keep it going, I'll come back in a minute. Let me put some juice in this phone. This moment.
Salute to everybody. I have to bounce out of here too. Mine's out. I was supposed to hand the baton to you, but you left out of here before I stuck around because mine's I was dropping them things. But all right, Charles, man, I'll be in the chat, man. I'll be listening in. Charles Christos. Good always good hearing you,
Yeah.
bro. All right, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming up. Damn, man. I'm trying to think
It's
of a good
definitely
movie.
something worth clipping. I might go and like
Well,
clip this. I might go when mine's and I hopped up. I might like clip that out and repost it from the stream. As long as you keep it up.
yeah,
That was a good little segment.
I seen that clip you had when you went on uh OG Phillies when you got at that dude, man.
That was when
That
I first started hopping on these streams and I hardly knew anyone. Yep.
that was powerful what you said.
No doubt. Appreciate it.
There ain't no good movies anymore. Movies suck.
Yeah, very true. A lot of remakes, a lot of rehashed ideas.
That's why I watched that movie last night, man. Part 4. 'Cause other than that, I haven't seen anything worth downloading. This cat's blowing. They mowed the lawn 3 days ago, and now he's out there blowing the grass. Yo, what a numbskull. That makes no sense, these people.
Tweaking.
They got a movie called X Fast. Like,
Oh, Fast and Furious.
yeah, like, when are they gonna ever
Dude,
end that?
I know, dude. I agree. They should have stopped a long time ago.
They said now he's becoming a superhero. I don't even want to watch it. Almost was gonna download it, and I'm like, nah. I'd rather watch a Marvel movie or something.
Vin Diesel's in that other movie. What was that called? It's like that Chronicles of Riddick. What is he gonna turn into this Riddick character now? He's gonna become a superhero in Fast and Furious. What's going on, man? I don't know if I probably misunderstood what you were saying there, but you made it sound like they're gonna literally make him a superhero, like he has superpowers now or something.
Like, I don't even know. I'm trying to like find something else to download. Even though I gotta watch. I want to do a better. I want to break down John Wick, man, because I personally think all those movies is just giving people a preview of somewhat about these secret societies and how they're ran. That's cheese ball with his wind blowing. Jesus
Yeah, I think
Christ.
you're exactly right. It makes a lot of sense, especially with that thumbnail.
I can't escape it. Hold on. Let me close my window before I go outside and punch people. Makes no sense, this guy. And he'll blow the same area for like 6 hours because he's that retarded.
Yeah, there's a guy that lives like 3 minutes away from me that I'll notice. Now, maybe he's just kind of OCD and likes to keep things clean, which I can appreciate, but I get more of the vibe that he's probably like on something and tweaking. But it seems that, and I've heard this from other people, so this is why I'm making this guess here, and I could be wrong, but it does seem like they're, and this is also his general demeanor and how he looks and carries himself. So I'm not assuming too much here. There's definitely a reason I think this, but it seems like because what this dude will do is he'll have his leaf blower and he'll just like be blowing debris or any type of leaves out of his yard. But he like goes as far as to like like blow him across the street. Like he really doesn't want any debris or leaves in his area. I'll just see him like quiet off and blow on leaves, and like sometimes it doesn't even seem like there's anything to blow. And I've heard from other people that, people that do certain things and turn to tweak out, what they'll do is they'll just start doing random quote unquote like cleaning or yard work when it really doesn't even need to be done, just because they like need a task to do something because they're all tweaked up on substances. I'm guessing this is when Charles is about to get kicked. Are you there?
No, I'm here. It's just I can't run this freaking noise. I'm about to hit him with a rock.
Are you outside right now? I don't know. Are you still
No, he's in front
inside?
of my window, and I'm on the second floor at that. It's loud because of the way the building's shaped like a U. So when he's in there blowing, it echoes.
Yep. Okay. I see what you're saying.
When he's in there blowing.
It doesn't sound too bad right now when you want to mute and talk, but I know it's like fluctuating the noise. So yeah, no worries, bro. I'll let you know if you end up wanting to talk and you're not sure if it's going to be too loud in the background. I'll just let you know if I can't hear you or whatever. It's 11:11 where I am.
Well, yeah. Anyway, it won't be that much longer. I hope not.
It really it's pretty in the background too. It's not like we can't hear you. So yeah, it's not really an issue for me. All right. I don't know. I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna take my break here soon. Oh, I was just gonna say earlier, yeah, a lot of people really like the John Wick movies. It seems. I know they're supposed to be like pretty good action movies, and then also people like really like Keanu Reeves um, as an actor and also as a human. Like he's kind of known to be like a pretty down to earth guy, like some people are, even if they're in like the Hollywood scene and an actor or whatnot. People like um, I just said his name. Neo. What man? What's his name? Keanu Reeves. Yeah. Yeah, people like Keanu Reeves. He does seem to have a little more of like a sense of humanity to him rather than someone like Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise, let's say. Kind of like Mel Gibson, it's like they're in that like beastly system, but there's something redeeming about them and the fact that they try to like stay away from the Holly weirdos doing their rituals and whatnot as much as they can. But obviously, probably at some point, Keanu Reeves, Mel Gibson, all these types, and I'm sure they did some type of sacrifice or ritual to get where they are. So it's not like they're completely innocent or good, but uh, I think there's people that along their path realize that they've gotten into something that's dark and they don't want to be part of that darkness, so they really just uh, play the game as much as they can to get acting roles and work with producers or filmmakers that are not completely like twisted demonic people on the inside, because there are people that exist out in the industries, music industry, Hollywood and all that, movies, that they're not worshiping the devil and being horrible people. There are like normal people out there in those industries. But the thing is, definitely the more popular you are and the higher up on that, all these different roles you're getting, you can tell who's doing the messed up stuff still and probably doing rituals and sacrifices and who's not, based off of who's constantly getting the big movie roles like The Rock, Brad Pitt, yada yada. So one could say that, maybe Keanu Reeves is, deeper in the club than we might think, and he just seems like he's like more human or more down to earth and like a cool guy. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a nuanced
I think he
situation.
is. Someone say he does spells and all that shit. Who knows?
He looks like he would, which doesn't. I don't mean that necessarily in a bad way, but I think most of the spells that they'd be doing are probably bad ones when it comes to Hollywood.
Anyone seen Transformers? Homos in disguise. Peace, no. Uh, who seen that video? That woman was in Chicago, I think, and that dude was like, "Say son, one more time, I'm gonna knock you out." And then the son went in there and shot him. He deserved that. He deserved every bit of that. I think that was justified, in my opinion, for sure. That was super justified. That dude got annihilated. Who is that guy? Sub to him like a Subway sandwich. Alright, let me open my window. Try to keep that AC out as long as I can. What's everybody getting into today?
Bro, I was literally about to ask the same thing to you and just anyone who's in the chat with us.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah,
I don't
man,
know.
it's gonna be a good day, at least for me. Almost every day this week I've gone to bed by like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Between 8:30 and 9:30, I've gone to bed like every night this week, and it's really paying off. I feel like I'm just performing a lot better than when I was going to bed like 10:30 or 11 or later. And it's just like you start to realize pretty quickly how much of an energetic deficit you put yourself at when you're not giving yourself proper sleep, and you try to offset it with caffeine or whatever. I mean, I'm drinking caffeine right now, but I'm talking the people that are in very bad, like chronic loops of just drinking caffeine all the time or whatever have you. And it goes back to the whole arc thing. Just gonna get out of balance. You're gonna burn yourself out too quickly. It's like it just becomes this thing that stacks. If you don't get good sleep, proper sleep, enough real deep sleep, quality sleep, then you're gonna start relying on things like caffeine more and more. The more you rely on that, the more it's gonna take to keep you going, and then you're gonna be drinking it later in the day, late in the day, which you look into the neurochemistry of what goes on with all the different functions of how caffeine interacts with your body and the whole idea of half life and how long it's staying in your system. Even if you fall asleep shortly after drinking some caffeine, that still is going to be messing with the rhythm in your brain where you're going to be at a deficit in the morning because you drank caffeine so late. And I'm not getting too much into the nitty gritty because I don't want to mess up the terminology, but long story short, if you're drinking caffeine past like 7 p.m., which I'm guilty of doing sometimes, I've gotten way better. Um, if you drink it past like 7 o'clock, you're going to be very fatigued in the morning. It's going to be harder to get moving, and you're going to be more tempted to reach for that caffeine because you didn't do the responsible thing last night and make sure you had a cutoff so you'd be able to get proper sleep and be energized in the morning. So a lot of people catch themselves in loops just because it's socially acceptable, socially sanctioned by culture. Caffeine is promoted so much, and there's like no knowledge of how to use it properly that gets promoted unless you want to take the time to go and look it up yourself, which you know at the end of the day we gotta take responsibility. It's just like Real McCoy was saying earlier about not eating crap. Instead of saying, oh, the government or whoever, these corporations, the propaganda, they're poisoning everything, they're feeding us garbage. It's like, no, they're not feeding us garbage. You're feeding yourself garbage, and it's just, it comes down to taking radical accountability. And I'm not like, yes, we need to call them out on the fact that they promote and they make these things socially safe and acceptable with alcohol, sugar, caffeine, or whatnot. But at the end of the day, yes, we can point out the issue that they're promoting all this, but it's like we gotta do our part still. We gotta pull our end of the deal where it's like, yes, okay, they're doing all this stuff against us, but now that you have knowledge of it, act accordingly. Don't play the game. Make changes in your life so you can afford to buy that organic stuff. It could just, I mean, there's so many things I could go on from here, but yeah, I'll just leave it there.
I agree. Yeah, I downloaded this book, Christos. It's called Paradise Found, the Cradle of the Human Race at the North Pole. And the book's in 1885. And the preface of it states that it's not like a story that's made up. This guy
It's not
actually went
fiction.
there. Yeah.
Sounds like the Iron
And,
Republic, but a little different.
yeah. I don't know. I didn't start reading it yet, but it's 500 pages. I'm excited that I found it. And it has a flat Earth. It shows a level plane with the sun and moon. It's like a drawing, and
Hmm.
it shows
Well,
that
it's
the
cool
lands in
that
the north.
um, they did that play on words with Paradise Lost, made it Paradise Found. Paradise Lost is the what is that? That's a book. Paradise Lost is like an old book that has to do with the Garden of Eden, if I'm correct. Paradise Lost. Yeah, I think that's like supposed to be some book about Eden.
Yeah. Where's the cup? Oh. Yeah, I started the live stream early today. Probably gonna end it in 4 hours. I mean, on 4 hours.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm about to go on my break here soon at work, so I was actually about to hop off soon. I just figured let me stay on for a little bit since Mind's Eye and McCoy hopped off around the same time. Not to leave you hanging when the whole panel leaves at once. Hey, I need to go actually here, so I'll just head out now, Charles. But you take care, bro. I appreciate you having me. I'll get at you soon, man. You see me live, come by, bro. I'll talk to you.
All right. Well, that's my cue to end it. I usually check for donations and shout outs, but there's no point in me wasting my time. On that note, um, I appreciate everyone, man. This is a fire build, definitely, man. Especially the realist McCoy. He dropped a lot of gems and Mind's Eye, Crystals. Appreciate y'all. Um, maybe I'll go live later. I don't know, but definitely out of here. I'm hungry, and I need to make some ginseng tea. I mean ginger root tea. So peace, everybody.